Howdy, folks. Welcome to Adventures in Alberon, our 5th edition D&D campaign. Let me turn down this happy Barovia music for just a second. I'm Joe Treff, your Dungeon Master for this and most evenings, and joining me are my friends, Matt, Tina, Hannah, Kara, and Alana. And then I don't know if I'm friends with Autumn. I can't just make that assumption, but we'll ask later.
Sure.
Autumn's here too. So a couple of things before we get started with D&D. We have Mosaic Team 5, which is our Starfinder campaign. We had session 39 last night. Some mild technical difficulties, and apologize for that, but there is a very interesting combat, and it goes just absolutely according to plan. And Echo does a great job the entire time.
No failed rolls. Always did max damage. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Always hit the trick attack.
We have YouTube at Alberon RPG. There are all the old sessions from our old campaign, Call of Calypsos, as well as the old sessions from this campaign. There is every session of Adventures in Alberon Sea of Ice, run by Kara, along with all of our original one-shots, which are in canon to this universe. And then finally, for this happy Barovia music, which I can turn up once more, and all the other sound effects and music that you hear this evening, we use Sirenscape. Ooh, it's a loud Sirenscape. And we'll cheer for Sirenscape. Not a sponsor, but we use their tools. And with that, I can get us back into our recap, which is pretty short because we've played exactly one session.
Nice.
What was that?
Nice.
The character.
Adventures. Last we played, you met some of you for the first time at the entrance to the Valley of Fireflies, and you met as well your sponsor, the satyr, perhaps archfey Hirson, who is the administrator or arbitrator of the Treaty of Four Seasons, a document that has maintained peace on the continent of Everest for hundreds of years. He told you to rid the valley below of whatever it was that was attacking those that passed through, helping the residents of this peaceful place in the process. You search for the woes of this valley. For some reason, choosing to really hone in on the word woe. You encountered a grung. This grung, somewhat unfortunate just in general, but also, after an extended conversation, managed to clue you into the fact that there was a series of goblins that were deforesting the area north. You sort of helped him, and then left. Maybe coming back in a year or so. Everybody leaving. Well, actually, no. Billy was very honest about it, but the rest of you saying maybe. You continued on your way and eventually found these goblins. This group seemed to be chopping down a variety of trees here in the valley and loading them onto a cart that was drawn by a couple of horses. Ori, you tried diplomacy, very briefly. Autumn laughed, and that's probably accurate, as the diplomacy did not go especially well, plunging all of you into combat. You destroyed these goblins, absolutely annihilated them in ways that I was not predicting, sparing only one who managed to flee along with the horses. You pursued this goblin, trying to figure out where it originated from, following it for several hours before finding it resting in a tree. Rather than continue to follow it, you stole its horses and returned to the original battleground, where you decided to camp for the evening. At the end of last session, the players asked, should we have posted a watch? And that is where we begin this evening.
We just stole this shit from a goblin.
It's a goblin.
Should we have posted a watch?
Listen, nothing ever goes wrong when you don't post a watch when you go to sleep.
No.
Everything's going to be fine. We're going to live forever.
It occurred to us
definitely.
like 0.5 seconds after we said, yeah, we're going to sleep. Wait. But it was too
I feel
late.
like more accurately occurred to you, and then the rest of us went, oh shit.
Oops. I'll take credit for being quickest.
So,
I'm semi-conscious.
you're meditating. You're an elf. You
I'm
meditate for 4
semi-conscious.
hours every night. I've been playing D&D for a little while, Matt. Give me a little credit. So, All of you have found sleep in this area. You have the two horses now unhitched from the cart. They kind of graze on a bush. And Ori, you are the only one who is semi-conscious. Aware-ish.
Don't need magic for that.
Make a perception check at disadvantage, as you are semi-conscious.
At double disadvantage? Because, like, also meditating.
Unfortunately, this is not 4E, and we can't stack on 1,000 modifiers or add arbitrary dice.
That's not terrible, but
Draw my
not
trap
great.
card.
What's my 14?
14. Okay.
Passive is 17.
You got any special eyes that you can use there? Or?
No.
So, Ori, you meditate, semi-conscious. And as you are semi-conscious, that does mean that you are half asleep, and as such, not terribly aware of your surroundings. Here and there, you do hear the wind blowing through, although here in this kind of small valley or canyon, it isn't especially forceful. And that almost lulls you into a sense of security that is perhaps
I
false.
don't like being lulled.
Ori, you are awake, and so you're the first person to notice that something has changed in this place.
The horse is gone.
The horses seem anxious, and that is what makes you seem to stir slightly.
Also anxious.
And as you stir, feeling that anxiety well up within you as well, you are aware of the fact that there is suddenly this warm breath on the back of your neck. Give me 1 second.
Oh, man.
All right, do you guys want to put in bets now? Is it a wolf? A dog?
I'm guessing
What's
like
fun about that is that there's all of the above options. So, Ori,
it's a werewolf bear man.
It's a dire wolf? That's huge. I love
Remember when those wolves were on our side in the last campaign?
Oh, is it more goblins?
Oh,
coming
goblins
back for
riding
revenge?
wolves.
we annihilated the last group so well that I feel like that they adjusted their tactics slightly.
Oh, we should have brought the wolves. Damn it.
Shit.
so
Machaka.
you can see, or not see, but as you feel this, you almost turn. You fight this instinct, but you feel this hot breath. And then this rough, large nose that just kind of grazes against your neck. Your body gets pushed forward a little bit as it kind of nuzzles into you. And you can hear behind you the sound of a large tongue just licking its teeth. But you can hear just this soft, soft voice. And you can hear the wolf just kind of pulled away for a second. As your eyes adjust to the darkness across the way with your...
Not making any moves.
Okay.
Just
Make a stealth check.
like imagining that they haven't noticed that I am aware of what's happening now. Trying to maintain that.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. 19 plus... Was it? It's good because I'm a rogue, but...
Is it?
Check that.
I like it that Matt always gives about 5 seconds of narration before he reports out.
Because I have to like look it all up. Yeah. 25.
25. Okay. You stay very still as this creature bumps you from behind, and it's a large creature. You just manage to steal your nerves, and then suddenly, over the sleeping body of one of your companions, you can see through the darkness this other large form just stalk out. A goblin with a little red hat hops off the back, and you can see there is light sources from this goblin and the one now kind of behind you. You see a little bit of shadow flickering. You see several colors coming from this goblin, and on their body, on these little glass jars, you can see fireflies in multiple colors. You hear little blades drawn.
I'm going to...
You hear a little bowstring knocked. What are you doing?
I am going to... Which one is the the leader with the fireflies?
So it appears that there are two that seem to have these glowing orbs. One right behind you, as you can see your shadow flickering in front, and then another that is now dismounted from the wolf. And you see and hear a little tink as they pull one of these bottles away, and you see this big goblin grin just spread wide in the dark.
I would like to try and get the drop on this one.
Great. Everybody roll for initiative. Or roll at disadvantage. As they certainly have the drop on you. They're actively pursuing the drop.
Yeah, they're like trying to like catch them off guard with the,
I would like
You
to
heard them getting ready to shoot. But you know what? Maybe no, you're not going to roll higher than them.
Perform a counter drop.
Well,
That's still pretty good for disadvantage. So.
okay. So, oops.
I'm gonna try to ring a bell and everything. I had a bell in my bag.
Here.
I don't know.
Basically, I'll be happy if we make it out of this without one of us getting our throat slit.
I mean,
Session 2. Hey, our backup characters ready.
Yeah, we'll see a couple familiar faces. So, anybody natural 20. All right, 25 to 20.
22.
22, okay. Unfortunate that you are sleeping. Anybody at a 20 to 15?
oh, 18, yeah.
It was like, false start. Okay, 18 for Ori. 15 to 10?
10. 13.
Okay. 15 for Minka. 10 for Alina. Billy, where are you?
Billy's gonna die.
9. Okay.
Billy's snoring.
Starting off strong.
Hung-shoe.
So the way that this works out, let me go ahead and pull up a little bit more appropriate music because things are changing now.
This is a very soothing moment for all of us. I don't know what you're talking about.
Is it?
So soothing. So happy and soothing.
Okay.
We're having a great time.
I just like to share while Joe changes the music that Kara has a pencil that says, use your words, you don't have to kill everything.
You don't have to, but you get to sometimes.
Thank you, Ari.
So the way that this works is that the sleeping Cheshire.
Cheshire.
Cheshire. Cheshire is going first, although you are asleep. Then the enemies are going, followed by Ori, followed by Minka, followed by Alina, followed by Bill.
Free action. Ah!
No, that's not really how that works. But I do appreciate the thought.
Free action,
Cheshire, make a perception check and make this at disadvantage. You are asleep.
That's disappointing. 13.
Okay. You sleep. And through your dreams, you see colors and shapes and all kinds of chaotic visions. But not goblins. And that's unfortunate. That is Cheshire's turn. That brings us to the goblins. Oh, man. I really didn't think that you would all roll that low. Except for Ori.
18.
Yeah, you got close. Okay, so first, the two goblins that have bows. Ugh. Let me go ahead and pull up our combo. They're going to stay where they are. They have no reason. They don't know that you're awake, so they're just going to shoot at Cheshire, probably. Okay.
That's fine.
So, Cheshire, you are taking one shot. And I believe because you are prone and it is a ranged attack, it is a disadvantage. They have advantage for another reason, which I believe is a straight shot. However, this is not actually that easy of a shot. And honestly, I would say that you have half cover too. So
Even better.
this is harder than I thought. Never mind. Oh, I don't think it's going to matter. Does a... Are you wearing armor too? Do you sleep in armor? I would imagine that you
Yes.
do. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Does a 20 hit?
It does.
Okay.
Damn, I remember when I had above a 20 AC.
It was so nice.
You hit 28 or 29 once. That was pretty good.
I think it's when I was hasted
Yeah.
and
You take 6
gave
points
me
of piercing
something else.
damage, and you wake up as a small goblin arrow enters into your shoulder.
Ow!
And just right into your shoulder, and you can hear this
Son of
victorious
a-
little "Pacha!" and then you can hear like another one echo from across, and another, and then this long, low howl of a wolf. But that is that first one. The other one is going to Ori. So behind you, you feel this goblin just reach forward, and you can see this tiny little hand reach
Bonus
out.
action, disengage.
He is going to attempt to hit you. In their mind, this is just a quick assassination, but you are awake, and they are not aware of that. I'm going to say that this is not at advantage, which is, I think, generous. Really generous. That is going to be an 11 to hit.
That misses.
Okay. So as you reach forward, you kind of duck down, and you see this one just startle back. The ears go down, and it almost drops its dagger before it just starts to point and begins to call out. But the other two, so the one that pulled its fireflies away, it is going to toss one of its little bottles at the point directly between Minka and Cheshire. I'll try to get both of you. You do not get dexterity saves, I don't think, because you're asleep.
I'm not. I'm awake.
Oh, you're awake. Yeah, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw. I'm going to say probably at disadvantage as you are prone.
Do a little log roll.
That's all right. I will take that.
Log roll.
21.
21. Very nice.
Maybe if
So-
I keep doing it.
All of a sudden you scream out, ow! So you have this little arrow lodged in you, and as you bolt up to pull this out, you see this tiny glass bottle just lobbed end over end full of fireflies, which begin to move angrily within. And putting two together, you just kind of grab your stuff and roll out of the way into the foliage, away from this big burst of fireflies that swarm angrily out into the area. Minka, you are taking 9 points of fire damage.
That sounds right.
Yeah. You are awake.
Yay!
That's how Minka wakes up on fire. Yay! The second goblin fireflyer is going to throw. I guess they really don't know any better. In the exact same place, they are going to throw a bottle of fireflies. Could you make a dexterity saving throw now? And you as well.
Still a disadvantage, or
Still a disadvantage. Yeah, you're prone.
Mine also disadvantage.
Yes,
I'm
you are
assuming.
prone, unless you sleep standing.
I would like a horse, actually.
I don't think it's
That was the same roll.
I feel like it's a centaur feature.
Oh, that's not a
No, it's not a D20. My brain is like fucking destroyed
That's
right now.
okay.
Excuse me.
it's a 19 for me.
Oh, no. Oh, let's just say no, this is a 6.
Okay.
Did I die? Am I dead?
No. Well, I mean, I don't know. You're taking 7 points of fire damage.
Nice.
So these two big, these almost bee-like fireflies, as they light up, there is little sparks that will catch on anything that can. And there are a large number of like dead sticks and things that you have now made into a bed, and that catches quite well. So those are the goblins' turns. That brings us to Ori. Ori, around you suddenly there is breaking glass, buzzing fireflies, fire. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna bonus action steady aim
Okay.
and hit the guy that just tried to slit my throat.
There you go. So you turn over, or wheel around, I guess, and you can see this goblin, the ears still down.
And I think, given the situation, I'm gonna use my sword,
Okay.
not my staff.
Yeah, make your attack roll.
Ooh, wow, that's really bad advantage. There's a 2 and a 3, so that's gonna be a 9.
A 9. He just dodges out of the way, throwing himself back, and it is going to. Yeah, that's all I could really do. That's a miss.
And I think that's all I can do. So that's it for me. I'm gonna be like, wake up, wake up.
You do. There is your free action. So you shout out, wake up, wake up. That brings us to Minka, you are awake. You are relatively on fire. What would you like to do?
Okay. How worryingly am I on fire?
You are not going to take additional damage from this fire, but
Okay.
little elements of your clothing are like on fire, little bits of your hair. If you have any kind of like flammable objects, they are beginning to kind of be charred.
I totally decorate myself with flammable objects,
Yeah.
so this is a really awkward situation.
It's a lot of wooden jewelry that's now kind of like a little charred.
Yeah, not the bestest. So, I just need to double check if Star Map is a bonus action or action. I think it's a bonus action.
I think it takes the place of your wild shape.
It does. So it's action, actione, which is fine. Okay, so I'm gonna do a starry form of the chalice,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna heal the shit out of myself.
So all of a sudden, a celestial light just erupts in this space as the chalice activates, and around you, you can see these motes of light that some of you now kind of associate with this healing sensation. Anything else, Minka?
I can still use a spell, yes.
Okay.
So I'm
Yeah,
gonna-
because that's your.
that's my ability.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna healing word myself.
Okay.
And it's totally fine. Which is 1d4 plus 4. So I'm going to say bonus action, my action while I calculate numbers over here. It's fucking awful. I am going to move out of the fire. So okay, so those are
It's
the
a very
numbers.
short
I'll
word, that
calculate.
healing word.
Yep. I'm here. I'm assuming. Does that mean?
You are the one, I believe, that is over to the.
Oh, here I am. Is
yeah.
that me? Okay. I couldn't see where the crossbow was.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
That's
all
kind
right.
of what I look for too. Yeah.
I'm just gonna like hop myself on the other side of this. Yeah.
Okay.
And then be like, and then just that's it. After healing myself and be like, ah.
No problem. You take half your movement to stand up and half of it to hop over a log.
Yep.
Easy enough. You sort of pat yourself down, getting the elements of embers away. That is your turn, Minka. That brings us to Alina. Billy, you're on deck.
And was I awoken by the shouting?
Make a free perception check for the loudness of your friends.
6.
You've had a tough day. And, though you did take a nap inside your ring, it's really just a cat nap. It doesn't really rest you as much, and so you're really well rested here. What I will say is, at the end of your turn, you do wake up with this commotion. However, you don't get the benefit of being awake.
It's fair. It's fair.
Billy, what would you like to do?
Billy would like to wake up.
Yeah, make a perception.
I mean, Kara wants Billy to wake up. Billy wants to stay asleep.
I was gonna say, like, Billy seems the type to prefer just to sleep through it.
Sweet.
At the end of your turn, suddenly you start, as people begin to yell out and the goblins begin to shout, you can hear this howl of a wolf. But that is your turn, and that does bring us, in fact, to the wolves.
Did we forget to set a watch again?
And I would say, Billy, as you sort of say that, well, where is Billy? Billy's kind of hidden by the corner.
Billy's this one, yes.
Okay, so I think, because you were the hag originally. The first wolf is going to bound forward and try to tear into Ori. Ori,
You're over there.
Which one am I?
You're the
you're the
anemic
the
one.
pale one, yeah.
one that looks like Bubs.
God. Ori, that is a 13 and a 14 to hit.
Those both miss.
Okay, so it snaps at you and just scratches out with this claw, and as it does, you're able to roll out of the way and get up to your feet. Across the clearing from you, there is one that is going to probably take 2 attacks against you, Cheshire. I believe they are automatically critical if they hit, because you are prone, and it is a melee attack. So... I rolled a natural 1 and a 3. So
Join
that is
us.
that's gonna be an 8 and an 11.
Negative Ghost Rider.
So even as you kind of are laying down and this creature looms over you, it snaps at you, but still elements of you are burning, and it seems to sort of scare the wolf off. That is the wolf's turn. Well, that is their attacks. I'm gonna move a little.
That seemed trouble, Mug.
Got it from the sister-in-law.
I like it because it's got the circle at the top. That's nice.
Here.
Is it leaving? Does it remember?
No, it just kind of rotates around so that it's kind of looking at its goblin friend. And that one's just going to stay there, actually. Okay, that is the wolf's turn. That brings us to the top of the order. It is Cheshire, followed by the goblins, followed by Ori. Cheshire.
Ow! And Cheshire's gonna pull out her set of panpipes.
Okay.
Start playing them. This kind of haunting tune a little bit, and use them to cast invisibility on myself.
So,
All of you.
still slightly on fire, not bothering to put out the elements of flame, you just take out these little pipes, and you could see the goblin who is holding this little sword now looks a little bit confused and just goes, "Potato," and then you just begin to play, and all of a sudden just vanish. It looks confused. Anything else?
Bonus action, the trailing last little bits of melody give inspiration to Ori.
There you go. Okay.
And stand up.
Is it bardic inspiration?
It is.
There's a little physical effect.
The other kind of inspiration.
Regular kind.
Yeah.
So that is your turn, Cheshire. That brings us to the goblins. First
Wait,
of all,
that's not me.
It's not you.
the goblin that you did that to is going to just kind of instinctually try to attack you because it is going to. Did you move?
I stood up and kind of like stepped back a little bit.
So it's definitely at disadvantage, and it's definitely. Okay, I rolled an 18 and a 20 naturally, so at disadvantage, that is going to be a. Why can I not do math? Like a 23.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. You take a grand total. Ooh, maximum damage. 8 points of slashing damage. This goblin is mystified by the fact that you just took out a flute and vanished, and in this moment just takes the sword and hucks it as hard as it can directly in front, assuming that you like ran away or somehow vanished, and it is shocked when the blade just sticks directly in front of it, and that almost seems to dishearten it more. But that is that goblin. The one all the way across the clearing, seeing you stand up, Ori. No, the one next to the wolf.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, horse is in the way.
Ori, it's gonna pull.
We're gonna lose the horses again.
Ori,
Maybe
you're
we'll
not.
get wolves.
How are you dressed? What kind of clothing are you wearing?
I got my leathers.
How flammable is your
my-
clothing?
It's mostly leather.
Okay, so just like traveling clothes.
Well, I got my leather armor on.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
No worries. All right, in that case, I'm gonna
I
say
was resting up against the tree, mind my own business.
he's just gonna try to stab you. That is only gonna be a 12 to hit.
That misses. Yeah.
And so that goblin is going to take a bonus action disengage, and it's going to run 10, 20 behind those two trees, if you wouldn't mind. Kara, it might be easiest
Sorry,
for you to grab that
this
goblin.
this goblin.
That guy, yeah, behind the other two
those
trees right
trees.
behind.
Right here?
Yeah, perfect. The goblin that attacked you, Cheshire, is going to bonus action hide right where it is because it doesn't know that you are right there. Okay. So that goblin, for most of you, seems to disappear. What is your passive perception, Cheshire?
14.
Okay. And for you too, this goblin into the bushes, and you're not quite sure where in the bushes the goblin is. But that is those two, and then there's two more with short bows. The first one, man, you guys just left Cheshire out there to get shot.
She's invisible.
Yeah, that's true. You're invisible. Here, take this little invisibility thing so you can remember
So
that.
I haven't been able to do anything yet.
Philly just woke up,
Yeah.
man.
Nope, that's good.
This one.
I'm standing
Still,
now.
the first one is going to take shots at Minka because you are there and kind of glowing and bright.
Yeah, I am literally a beacon at the moment.
That is going to be a 14 to hit.
That misses.
Okay. And so even though you are a glowing beacon in this darkness, this goblin unable to strike. The other goblin that has a short bow is going to roll even lower. And so these tiny little arrows begin to fly through the battlefield, but not actually strike anything. It does add to the element of chaos. That is the goblin's turn. That brings us to Ori. Minka, you're on deck.
Cool. He bonus action disengage. Right. Sneaky. All right. I'm gonna also bonus action disengage from this here. wolf.
Okay. The wolf lunges at you, and you just kind of like shove the face to the side to get up to the.
Is that what actually happened?
Are you running up the log?
Yeah, I'm
cool.
climbing up onto the log to try and get a better angle.
Make a free acrobatics check, because you do need to maintain balance getting up there, as Kara has demonstrated.
That's some good balance.
It's like a Pride Rock moment that you're having right there.
The square
Natural 20.
Nice.
I wish I had used that for a different role.
Yeah, you push away from the wolf and you jump up, just running up this very narrow face of the log. There is moss, there are little mushrooms, it is slippery, but you are sure-footed. Anything else, Ori?
I am going to then try and pull out my short bow and shoot at this here goblin between the trees.
Okay. He has cover.
Yeah.
It's a tough shot, but yeah, go ahead, make it.
Well, actually, do I notice the other ones? Because I'm focused
You don't
on
see
this
the one
one.
that is in the bushes, and then the
I
other
saw
one,
the other one that was over here. That
that's
was.
the one that you don't see. That one's hit.
Oh,
And I would say the other ones because you cannot physically see them and they're closer to
There's
you than
this
your character.
one.
Yep. And there's
Right.
one over to your left.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought they were closer because
No, no.
they had been like chittering amongst the two of them.
That was those two. Well, yeah, that one back there when
Okay.
he came forward.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna just make the attack.
There you go.
And yeah, that's probably not gonna hit because that's gonna be a 13.
That is going to miss, unfortunately, even if this creature wasn't in cover. Your shot just right into this tree, and unfortunately, it's a miss. Anything else, Ori?
That's it for me.
Alrighty. Minka, what do you want to do? Alina, you're on deck.
All right, so I'd say, would you say that the wolf is the most obvious thing in front of me right now?
Looking, across the battlefield, you can see arrows and stuff flying around, but you don't see the source.
Yeah.
You do see this drooling, like a large gray-furred wolf. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt on the wolf.
Okay. Yeah. Is that a saving throw?
So I believe it's a spell attack.
Yeah, range spell attack.
Yeah. Ooh, a 16?
16? A 16? Yeah, 16's gonna hit. There's no cover at all.
Oh. What if it's going to get hit by a card?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Like
it's
I
46.
got
I should have brought
that shot anyway.
Thank goodness.
Save it for something. There we go. Don't save it for too long. You can use it again.
13 damage, radiant damage.
Okay.
And
Not a
it's-
rogue anymore, so you don't have like 12 d6s on
I left
hand.
my fish at home.
Would you like some d6s? I have many dice.
So across the space, an element of your sort of celestial aura detaches and streaks towards the wolf and strikes it. It growls and kind of bares its teeth. It glows from within. You okay?
Hannah just handed me a very pretty dice to use, so I was very determined.
I'm so sorry. I did not know that was going to happen.
And so this wolf bares its teeth. It doesn't seem to do a tremendous amount of damage to it.
Okay.
What you would expect it to.
Okay.
Anything else?
So that was my action.
Okay.
So just as like a reminder, anyone who hits it has advantage for the next hit. And then I am going to. I can't cast another spell because I think everything else is an action. Let's see. Everything else is an action. Okay, cool. So I'm going to instead realize I got shot from behind and go, oh no, and then just move that way. So
Okay.
just moving like behind Ori, essentially, just on the ground though. Yeah.
Oh no!
And I'm gonna, even though I'm glowing, that's totally gonna help me be more sheltered, right?
You all watch
Totally.
as this big glowing orb moves behind the log, casting a steep, stark shadow
I bet
across
there's
the
some pretty
battlefield.
cool backlight from me up on the log.
It looks cool,
Got like the
but
mist rolling in behind you.
not especially hidden.
As I shoot a
That is your
tree.
turn, Minka. You go behind the logs. That brings us to Alina. Billy, you are on deck.
Which wolf is the one that she just shot? The white one or the gray one?
The gray one. The gray one is glowing.
And where am I, please?
Over
You
there.
at the moment, yeah, right there.
Stand up.
There you go.
Two more mounts.
And I'm just gonna clamber about 20 feet that way.
Have the horses done anything?
No, like a little farther away.
Are the horses chilling?
Yeah, they seem relatively calm. Again,
That's cool.
this is their horses. You stole them
The
from
horses
them.
are like, hooray!
Yeah.
Master returns.
Hey, Dave's over there.
Oh, starving.
I'm gonna cast Hex on the Grey Wolf, and then Eldritch Blast him.
Can you put this on the Grey Wolf? And go ahead and make your attack roll with Eldritch Blast.
So I get advantage because he's glowing.
Yes, you get an advantage on the next attack roll. Yeah. Right now, this wolf growling and a little bit confused because there is this like starlight that is clinging to them, and then this shadowy hex. And so at the moment, they're almost like surrounded by these forces.
Nice. 16 to hit.
16. Second here. A 16 will hit.
Nice. All right. So that's gonna be. Look at that. 19 points of damage.
19 points of damage. Nice.
Yep. And then because Billy is still down, and we're like, Billy, get up! Wolves, Billy! And that's my turn.
Okay, so Billy, you free action get
kick
yelled
Billy while
at.
she's down.
Billy, you wake up, you hear screaming, you hear these goblin shitters, you hear wolves. What do you want to do?
Stand up.
Okay.
It's fine. All right. I really needed that sleep, and I'm really pissed off that no one set a watch.
From next to you, the horse goes.
Yeah, why didn't you wake me up, fucker? And Billy's going to. All Billy sees is like the wolf at a glance, right? This wolf.
Standing up and kind of looking about, I would say,
horses are
yeah,
in the
you
way.
see a wolf that is kind of snapping at itself because these things harrying it. I would say you see that, and you kind of hear and are sensing this like growling from the other one out there. And you definitely hear goblins, although you don't see any.
I don't see any. Is it an action to make a perception check to look
Yes.
for them? No. Billy's going to draw her big pointy sword,
Okay.
glowing blue in the darkness, lights it up with some green fire, and is going to rush at the hexed wolf.
Okay, yeah, make your attack roll.
That's a 22 to hit.
22 absolutely hits.
A little
It's just-
thing in the
it's fun to
program.
say.
The role of Goblin saying Wataka, who he played by.
It's like such a very goblin thing.
Get it
to
added
say.
to your IMDb page.
Yeah.
So that's 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. Okay.
Uh,
So, give me 1 second here. Okay, yeah.
It's still up, yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Sorry. For a second, I thought you meant a goblin, and I was looking, and I was like, wait. But then I realized, no, it's this huge wolf.
yes. Oh, that I can see. Dang it. Okay, it's fine.
Anything else?
Billy's gonna, might as well Hexblade's curse the wolf in front of her.
Okay. So this wolf
We're a
already
great team.
very, very swamped with things. Can you put Hunter's Mark will be our Hexblade's curse?
Should have done that first, but you know,
At this moment,
We're half asleep. It's
put
fine.
yet another ring onto this wolf. And this wolf snaps, biting at itself, trying to get these various ailments off of it. But that is your turn, Billy, and it does bring us to the wolves. So the one that is, I guess,
Peter.
or as you ran away from it, it is going to try to pursue you up that log.
All according
It's going to do so just fine. So this wolf leaps, and as it does so, it's going to make a snapping attack against you.
Does the
And
log
actually,
break
you know
or
what?
anything? 'Cause it's
you know
like
what?
rotten
It's
out
going to try to
log.
knock you off. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
a check.
This is a contested athletics check.
All right,
Yes.
let me see what my athletics is here. I'm not particularly athletic, but let's see. Yeah, that's going to be pretty unfortunate.
Almost as though the wolf is using that to its advantage.
I feel like it's not even worth the. I'm not going to use the inspiration because that's a 7.
Okay, yeah. So this wolf leaps, and as it does, it slams its paws into your chest and slams you off the log and into the ground. You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as it pounces and pings you, and then it is going to snap and bite you. This is going to be at advantage as it is on top of you.
Oof. Well.
No. Oh god, no.
That is
Hashtag save Ori.
23 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Okay.
So I have a technical question, so we'll see whether or not I can save Ori's ass.
That is going to be 13 points of piercing damage.
Oh boy.
Can you go? Oh no, you're already prone. Okay, great. That is that wolf. The other wolf that is quite
Looking
confused.
pretty rough. Took a big chunk out of me.
It swings its gaze around pretty wildly, and the first person that it settles on, who is closest to it, Billy, it is going to be you. With your Hexblade's Curse, does it have disadvantage against you, or is it just that you do extra damage?
I do extra damage.
Okay, that is going to be a 23 to hit. Sorry, a 21 to hit.
Either way.
And then the next attack is going to be much less. That is an 8 to hit. So, with a 21, as it bites you, it is going to deal 10 points of piercing damage. Go ahead and make a strength saving throw.
Not my dump stat. That's a 13.
So as you put your Hexblade's Curse on it, it turns around, and you are the first thing that it can see that is affecting it. So it leaps towards you and snaps at your arm and yanks you to the ground. You get knocked prone. That is, however, the wolf's turn. Are you rebuking it?
I am. I'm rebuking it.
Yeah.
Rebuke,
Is it
rebuke.
dexterity saving throw?
It is.
It's not great. That's gonna be a 4.
Fail.
Yeah. Man, I just
meets it, beats it.
Tiny dice. Tiny dice, go.
You're so tiny. How tiny those tiny dice are.
That's okay. So the 0 on the D10 is 10.
Yeah.
Plus 4, 14.
14, not bad.
Fire damage.
All right. So as you get knocked prone by this creature, biting into your arm and yanking you to the ground, it growls at you, and your eyes glow in the dark. Your skin turns a little bit more purple, and it seems to almost lash out in return. But that is the wolf's turn. That brings us to the top of the initiative order. Cheshire, what do you want to do? Goblins are on deck.
I'm going to very stealthily make my way 30 feet toward that big rock.
Okay.
One, 2, 3.
I think you can get just past the big rock.
6 right there.
Perfect. And then, having seen that giant wolf take down Ori, I'm going to whisper, "Wachaka!" Dissonant whispers at it.
Okay.
That is a wisdom saving throw.
And this is at the wolf or the
That
goblin?
is the wolf.
The wolf.
The
Ooh.
wolf attacking Ori.
Okay.
Amazing.
That is going to be a 17.
That is going to fail. Or, yeah.
What?
Nice.
Fails?
He's going to succeed.
Okay. You still takes half damage?
He still takes half damage. That is...
It's like
I
jamming out on
can't
the
math tonight.
It kind of reminds me of not gonna lie, a high school marching band.
Yeah, I can see that.
6
Goblins, you know.
damage.
I put in a lot of time in high school marching band.
So, Wachaka, you whisper out, and it seems to almost become real. And it becomes daggers of words that make their way across. And though you miss with the majority of them, a couple of them find home. This wolf snaps again at the air, still being harried by things it cannot really see or understand. But that is your turn, Cheshire?
Yes.
All right, are you still invisible, or does that break your invisibility?
Don't think so.
Because I think I think it's an attack, technically. Or if it's cast a spell. Yeah. Casting a
Unless
spell
it's
breaks
greater
invisibility.
Yeah.
Which would be wild to happen at our level.
Yeah, it does break it.
Yeah, okay. So you are no longer invisible.
Greater invisibility.
And it is the goblin's turn to pull invisibility off.
I got
so
that
for
like
the
at the end
goblins,
of the
first,
campaign.
the two goblins behind the trees in either periphery of the battlefield are going to
gonna run
make
away?
stealth checks.
Oh,
Oh, they even know
Say bonus action hide.
Yeah.
you can see him.
Well, you see him now. As he goes, "What you do?" And he goes down, and you can see his two ears sticking out as he rolls a 3 on a stealth check.
Oh no.
The other one, however, does seem to almost vanish from this board. There are two. No, not that one. Put him back. There are two that are hidden. The one that is laying down in the bushes, and the one that is all the way over near Kara. So the one that is not hidden is going to take a shot with its short bow. It is going to be at Cheshire, who suddenly appeared nearby. You are getting half cover benefit from this. Okay, that's pretty good. That is going to be a 23 to hit.
Yes.
Okay. 6. That is going to be 5 points of piercing damage. Now, the one that is hidden and in the bushes is going to pop out, and it is going to attempt to probably take a shot at Billy. Billy,
so how's that?
that is going to be a 17 to hit.
Characters.
Yeah.
You are taking 7 points of piercing damage.
Yeah.
And then the final one that is hiding in the back is going to take a shot at Alina. Alina, that is a natural 20.
Oh.
So how's that?
But minimum damage, so you are taking 4 points of piercing damage. Very, very nice. This goblin zeroes in on you. You haven't seen it. It's hidden. It like feels the wind in its little tiny bristles that are coming out of its ears. And as it adjusts for the shot, it pulls, and the tiny arrow almost snaps in half as it leaves the bowstring. And you get hit by it, but really not for much damage. That is the goblin's turn. Oh, no, sorry. One more. The last one. Where is he?
He's hidden.
Yeah.
He ran away.
I gotta think about how. No, he's the one that's in the. That guy. He's gonna just bonus action hide for now. Okay, yeah, you can. He's gone as far as you can tell. That is the goblin's turn. That brings us to Ori. Minka, you're on deck. Ori, from where you are now, pinned underneath this wolf, it is drooling on you.
Am I mechanically grappled or
No, but you are prone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna bonus action disengage from this situation.
I am also.
Roll out of this one. Whoop. And then I have half movement speed to get up, right?
Yep.
And then that leaves me with another
5 feet, I believe.
15.
How much movement do you have?
30.
So 15.
15 to
You just
get
moved
up.
yourself 10 feet away from.
Oh,
the wolf.
no, I meant 15 in total. I just hadn't finished. Like,
Gotcha.
Yeah, so then I'm going to try to kind of go in between these two wood pieces.
You imagine that would probably be like you pushing the log across, and so you can't really wedge yourself in. No.
I thought there was like a 5-foot square there. No. Okay. Then I'm going to just...
You could try it, though.
Well, I guess I'll just get to here and try to shoot this fucking wolf that's about to kill me.
Yeah, make your attack roll.
This is gonna be a tough one.
For what it's worth, too, this wolf, relatively unhurt.
Yeah.
It looks pretty much fresh and raring to go.
I think seeing that, I'm actually just gonna bonus action dash. One.
Matt, you're learning D&D?
Look at him go.
You're running away from enemies?
New campaign, new me,
Yeah,
says
look at
Matt.
that.
Right.
I go here.
I didn't account for this.
There, I think, is the distance that I can go.
Yeah. I think you can go 5 further.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Then I will
Perfect.
go there. And that's it for me.
Okay, you stand up and you run. That is your turn, Ori. Minka, what would you like to do? From your vantage point, you see the wolf knock Ori down. Ori's winded, Ori rolls, kind of hides under the log and
Bleeding
then scampers.
profusely.
Yeah, leaving a trail of blood through the grass, and this wolf is now stalking Ori.
I think it's going really well.
Okay, so
How did I make it
Minka's
this far in life?
original plan is slightly different now because Ori moves far away. So,
Oops.
The chalice not really affecting
played
anything
myself.
beyond a certain period.
I'm starting to think you want Country to come back.
I don't think she's willing to. No. Okay.
You right there, Minka?
Jesus Christ! Everyone is just like a square or two away from where I need them to be to effectively heal the team right now.
So where are
and
you
it's
going?
horribly annoying. Okay, how can I climb on top of, like, go this way?
So that would be you can make an acrobatics check if you want to try to like leap over it, and failing will cost you some movement.
Okay.
You can certainly try.
Okay, I'm okay with falling on my face as long
Okay.
as I
Yeah.
get closer that way.
Risk reward, yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I can fall on my face. I fell on my face, Joe. Minka is a little bit dexterous, but like I'm pretty sure that a grand total of 5 means I fell on my face.
So you see this happening, you're like, I need to get closer to everybody. You turn, you take a couple steps back, you run, and as you plant your feet to leap, it's just right in a big thing of mud, and your feet slip, and your face goes straight into the log.
Ow.
You don't take any damage except for your pride, and you just stay exactly where you are. That is half your movement.
Shit.
You guys see the light just dim for a second.
All right, so I'm going to think. You bastard. Okay. So instead of doing that, I'm going to just turn towards the wolf that is still in front of me and just cast. Yeah, actually, I'm going to take a step forward into range and cast Shocking Grasp on the wolf.
Okay, yeah.
So,
Con save?
I believe so. Let me just double check that. Melee spell attack. I make a melee spell attack.
There you go. Go for it.
So, it's not wearing armor, obviously, because it's a fucking wolf.
Natural.
Ooh.
It's actually got a bulletproof vest on.
Ooh. Yeah. So a melee spell attack is a +4 because spell attacks is 6. Oh, I thought that was only ranged.
It's spell attack.
Yeah.
Dope. Awesome. I haven't played a caster in a while at 19.
19 definitely hits, yeah.
Okay. It's going to take 1d8 lightning damage, and then it's going to be unable to use its reaction on its next turn.
Okay.
Until
Left my cup upstairs.
Okay, so that is a grand total of 7 lightning damage.
7 lightning damage. So for the first time, this creature is attacked. And as you reach out, this almost explosion of static erupts from your hand and into this wolf, and it seems to almost shock it. The hindquarters stick up as if you rubbed a balloon across and the static just lifted the fur, and it just growls and turns. You've got its attention.
Great. And since I can't take reactions right now, I'm just gonna keep running past it.
Okay.
So I can take the rest of my. So I had 35. So would that be 20 or 15 left?
15.
15. Okay.
Yeah,
So
you round down.
all right. So I.
This way?
Yes. Can I get past it?
1, 2.
You can get to the other side of
You're on
it.
the other side of it. You're close
You're
enough.
working on it.
Bonus though, no attack of opportunity because you're still in it.
That's
so-
true.
And you're
Yeah.
closer to that nice rock.
Oh, that is a nice rock.
It's a meaningful thing.
That's a nice bro.
You're literally 5 feet away, I think.
Anything
Okay.
else, Minka?
Last question is I can't quite see the square. Is that great for me? But I'm guessing that Ori is more than 30 feet away from me right now?
Yes,
Yes.
certainly.
Yeah.
Closer to like 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
45.
So I don't have anything else to really do.
Alrighty. Minka, that is your turn. That brings us to Alina. Billy, you are on deck.
All right. Well, this is all just nonsense.
For what it's worth, you do see that goblin over there in the corner now, nearest Kara.
I see you, but I'm gonna keep shooting the wolf that my hex is on because he's right next to my best friend.
There you go. Make your attack rolls.
Is he still shiny, or is that just a one-time thing?
It's a one-time thing.
All
It's the next attack.
right, so Eldritch Blast. That's a nat 20.
Whoa! Damage.
Let's go.
We need some level of success.
Okay. That's max damage. So, okay, counting.
Does he also get
16. So 22 points of damage? No, that can't be right. No.
I mean,
16 times 2.
Plus 1d6 for.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay.
38 points of damage.
yeah, that sounds close.
Yeah.
So this little goblin shoots at you, and the arrow breaks in flight and just barely kind of sticks into your shin. And at that, it makes you almost angry. And you turn, you see this wolf threatening your friend, and you cast Eldritch Blast, this burst of force that seems to almost strike it right as it turns to snap, and as the mouth yawns open, trying to bite at your hex, it enters its mouth and just blows the back of its head.
Yeah.
I would say even like 30 feet away, you feel this like as if there's like a warm shower that just started for just a moment. That is your turn, Alina?
No, and then I'm going to use my bonus action to move the hex to the other wolf.
There you go. Okay.
He did?
So, yes, he is very dead.
With a hole in the back of his head. Nah, he's still up.
I mean, we don't know. We don't know what forces live in these woods.
So,
And Billy gets 4
Anything
hit
else,
points
Selena?
back.
Nope.
alrighty. Billy, you kind of like smear off some of the wolf, and what do you want to do?
Well, he's gonna stand up. So who can Billy see? Because I've lost track of who is stealthed and who is not.
So, Billy, you push the wolf's corpse off you. You can see Ori is trying to like run around the corner, and you can see like trailing blood just dripping in his wake. You do see this other little goblin who is trying his best to hide, but just took a shot.
This one.
No, the one right there. You see the goblin right there too as well.
This one.
The only goblin that you don't see, Billy, is that one closest to you.
And
Yes.
this one that's hiding over here.
And that one that's hiding.
So I see the two goblins. I see the wolf.
Yeah.
Also stunningly backlit.
And has blood on it now.
I was gonna heal
mystery.
myself, but no. Now I'm just gonna transfer my Hexblade's curse to this guy
Okay.
Nice.
and move 1, 2, 3. Oh shit! Not quite in range. That's a bonus action, so I can Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, go ahead. Make your attack roll.
I'm gonna do that little Eldritch Blast. It's fine.
Is that Billy's voice now?
I mean, it might be because I rolled a
love that.
12.
Unfortunately, a 12 is going to miss. And so this goblin, as you cover it in this hex, it seems to try to pull away, and it just goes, "Fanwana," and it just tries to duck down, like reaching and almost trying to pull it off like a child might try to take a jumpsuit off. But that makes your Eldritch Blast just go straight over its head. And Ori, you have to almost take a high step through your jog as this goes straight under your feet. You kind of have to leap in stride.
Onto this log.
No problem. So that is your Eldritch Blast. Anything else, Billy?
That's all Billy can do.
There you go. That is Billy's turn. That brings us to this single wolf. The wolf has, Minka, you have caught this wolf's attention.
Yeah.
And so it is going to turn, it's going to take its attacks against you.
Figured.
The first one is going to be a bite. That is not great. That is going to be a 12 to hit.
This is
Okay. And then it's going to scratch out at you. That's cocked. That is not. That is going to be a 25 to hit.
ow. Yeah. You know.
And that is going to be 9 points of slashing damage. It wheels around and just scratches at you. But still, this creature, seems a little bit distracted. It's kind of torn between going after Ori, who is running and thus kind of engaging its prey drive, and you, who just kind of reached out and static shocked it. But that is the wolf's turn. That brings us to the top of the round, Cheshire. What would you like to do?
I'm within 60 feet of Ori, yes?
Close, but yeah, it looks like it.
You're this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just at the edge.
Yeah, you are.
30, 40,
About 50 feet
45.
Don't die, buddy. Healing word.
Nice.
It's nice
4,
having a healer.
8 points of
Okay,
healing.
that's more
It's
than
almost
I
like
had.
an Ori platformer. You're like running along. You have to leap over the Eldritch Blast and then grab the healing word.
And then I'm going to make my way around the backside of that rock.
Okay.
Scoop-a-doop-a-doop.
And I can see the goblin over here.
Yep.
Right?
Scoop-a-doop.
Cool. He needs to make a wisdom saving throw as I am casting Crown of Madness.
Yay.
He's not very wise. It's an 11 minus 1, so 10.
That is a failure. He is charmed by me, and a twisted crown of iron appears on his head.
Yay.
Can you put that on the goblin that is surrounded by stumps and broken trees? Yeah. And he takes damage too, right?
No.
Oh, okay, nice.
Why would you damage your fun new puppet?
Exactly.
I thought it did both, was my recollection, but I also haven't played a lot of D&D.
Yeah, I know you're new to this. So.
So,
Must use its action before moving on each
you
of
know
its
that
turns to
elves
make a
are
melee attack against a
semi-conscious when they
creature
see
other than itself that I mentally choose.
okay, excellent, excellent,
Nice,
excellent.
nice.
Anything else, Cheshire?
That's it.
Okay, so it is the goblin's turn. Who
So
do you want
he's
that
attacking
goblin?
his buddy that Billy's attacking.
Okay, so he gets up, and all of a sudden, for anybody who's into this clearing, you can see the goblin, the eyes kind of crossed, and now from underneath its little hat, you can see moving this kind of moving entwined vines that are made of thorns, and they kind of seem to like pull at the skin, and it is beginning to bleed a little bit. But these crossed eyes, it tries to shake them, and you see they just roll around to the skull before it seems to focus in on what it believes to be its enemy. This goblin that is currently hexed. And it's going to charge forwards, and you do hear it yell out, Wachaka! And that is going to be a 14 to hit, which is a miss. So it's cross-eyed, it can't really see. It just swings and starts carving into this bush. You just watch as leaves begin to fly everywhere. But that is its turn. The other goblins, the one that is hexed, I mean, just got attacked by its friend. How smart is it? It's smart enough to know better than that. So it's got a turn, and it is going to take 5 feet of movement. You know what? Ori, it's going to take 10 feet of movement to close it on you.
No.
And he's going to try to just jab you in the shin.
Oh, damn.
Ori, that is going to be a 13 to hit.
That misses.
And so he goes and just sticks the dagger in, and as he does,
Hey.
you wince and get ready for the pain, and the blade broke off the last time it used it. It's just the hilt, and it just goes, throws it on the ground, and sing, pulls out another little one. But that is the goblin's turn. There's one more left, I think.
Yes.
Get back there. It is going to... You just hear, sorry! And it just, you hear this little sound of metal snapping. 10, 20, let's see. Yeah. It throws this little glass bottle, just end over end, and you can see this red glow from within as the bottle shatters right between Ori and the hexed goblin.
Uh-oh.
Can you make a dex saving throw there, Ori?
I can. Do I want to? 17?
A 17 will succeed. So the one wearing the Crown of Madness unfortunately succeeds as well. The one, I mean, that's good because I think if I cause damage, it breaks the charm.
Wait, I thought the.
No, I don't think it does.
Not with Crown of Madness now.
Not with Crown of Madness, no.
Would have been better. So the goblin that is hexed but not charmed is going to take. Where are my fireflies? That goblin, as the glass shatters, is just consumed by flame. As it suddenly is just burning now, you can hear the first couple words before the oxygen is burned around it, and it just dies. But completely annihilated. The other
He's
one,
just getting healed by death.
no damage, or you take no damage. So that is the goblin's turn. The end of their turn brings you Ori.
Cool.
Did this guy go?
I think so, and I think he missed. No, he didn't. Sorry. You guys haven't killed a single goblin, huh?
No. We killed one wolf.
We didn't actually kill this one, to be fair.
So, yeah, that's fair. The goblins have been
killed.
way more effective. This goblin is going to take a shot at Alina, who's kind of the only person that has a clean shot at. And Alina, that is going to be an 8 to hit.
Nope.
Okay. And I think probably now seeing one of its comrades burst into flames and the last 2 arrows do absolutely nothing to Alina, it is going to bonus action hide. And you watch as it just throws itself on the ground, covering its head, and it just trembles. And then after about 5 seconds, it looks up and then runs. It's going to run 25 feet towards you, Kara, off the board. But it is running away, hidden, and that is the goblin's turn. That brings us to Ori. Minka, you're on deck.
So turning toward the one that just tried to blow me up with fire, I'm going to I'm gonna steady aim it and shoot at him with my short bow.
Okay. You turn around in the direction of this fire.
Oh, actually, it's at advantage. Be fair here, but I think I hit it anyway. Double 17s, so that's like a 23, I think.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, 23 to hit. So, and that's a sneak attack because it was at advantage. So, gonna make that.
Yeah.
And do that. Fuck them. Oh wait, is it? Gotta check my. Nice, nice. 12. Math, man. I believe that is 16 points of damage.
With 16 points of damage. Oh, yeah, that was kind of close. With 16 points of damage, this basically decapitates this goblin. He's still alive. You leave him with 1 hit point
Basically
left.
decapitated.
He went from full health to basically not. This arrow from you pierces the neck, and you watch as the little gout of blood sprays the tree next to it, and its little hand goes up. It drops the bow. It is like just barely hanging on. You see it tries to growl, but blood just soaks through the mouth, and it just starts coughing. It's in rough shape.
Sorry, little buddy. That's it for me.
All right.
I feel bad as a free action.
You can see the one goblin that you were not aware of suddenly gets shot by Ori out of cover, and it's just like holding its neck. It's like the Saving Private Ryan moment where it like sinks down to its knees. It's bleeding through its fingers. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna like free action be horrified, and then I'm gonna turn around to the wolf that's still there and shocking grasp it again.
Okay.
Much worse. No, I lied. Better. I can't read these fucking dice. I need new glasses. That is a 24 to hit.
24? Yeah, that hits.
Okay. Nice. And then I'll whack. Takes a grand total of 2 lightning damage.
Hey, you know what? That's 2 more than it had before. So as you reach out again, just an overpowered static charge, and it just seems to growl a little bit deeper. Unclear if it felt it or not. Anything else, Minka?
Since that disables its reactions, I'm gonna run towards Ori.
That's a good mechanic. I like
Kind
that.
of screaming vaguely, not like a real scream, more like a panic, like.
To hyperventilate as a free action.
Yeah.
Starfinder. Yeah. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Oh, yeah. Another DM I plays with says
Wait, what are you doing over there?
is 10 feet.
Yeah, so that's what it is.
Ooh.
So I was right.
You were right,
so
yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20,
Yeah,
25.
I can't really see
35?
what
Yeah, by
jumping.
35.
Yes.
So you can get
Yep.
thereabouts.
Okay. And then I'm gonna look at Ori and be like, I said, please, yes, no one dying, and I'm gonna cast Healing Word
Very much.
on you.
And I believe you also benefit from the chalice, right?
I can choose who
Okay.
benefits from
Gotcha,
the chalice.
gotcha.
Yeah, so you pulling like shit on that time. A grand total of 5. I'm gonna quickly look at Billy, who I think
little
looks
bit
better.
counts.
We learned that yesterday.
Okay. And then I'll just, judging by how things are going, I'll just dump the rest into
Oh, that's
you, Ori. So that
right,
is
but a little better.
That's 10 more points. Let me just
There you
double
go.
check that.
10. Oh wow, I feel fantastic.
Oh, no.
Never better.
8.
Still never better.
You were better just a second ago.
No, I wasn't. I'm exactly the same good.
Feel significantly better as you round the corner limping, and then all of a sudden Minka follows you.
Oh, my arm regrew.
All of a sudden, as the starlight pours across you, it is like there is some healing element to this light. As it touches the different wounds, it's almost like a salve.
Like time was reversed and I didn't lose a chunk of my body from
Anything
a
else,
wolf
Minka?
bite.
So that's my move, my bonus action, my action. So that's it.
All right, Warlocks. Alina, what do you want to do?
Did I see the one that ran away? Like, can I see him? or
Oh,
see
yeah, he rolled a natural 1 on a stealth check. He's-
So we've established that Alina is kind of racist toward goblins,
Yeah, it
and
seems
she
like
doesn't. She thinks it's like really just pathetic that he chose to run away. So she's gonna shoot him with an Eldritch Blast.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
14.
A 14 is going to miss, unfortunately.
Oh no.
Yeah. So you fire out this bolt, and the goblin just shrieks and ducks a little bit lower and then runs even faster.
Yeah. Poop. That's kind of all I got. Just for funsies, again, because she doesn't like this goblin, she's gonna Misty Step 30 feet to like over here, just so she's closer to him.
Okay, yeah, no problem. You're catching up to him at that pace.
And her goal is to like startle / frighten him.
He's running too fast to really be startled. I mean, he's trying to get away from you, but as soon as he turns and looks around, he sure will be. Anything else, Alina?
Free action just to be like, ah. Alina's having like the best time.
No problem.
And that's it.
All right, Billy, what do you want to do?
First, I have a question.
Sure.
Hexblade's Curse. If the cursed target dies, you regain hit points equal to your Warlock level plus Charisma modifier. You can't use this feature again until you finish a short or long rest. However, you can transfer the
You can
curse?
transfer the curse, like
Is it
once
like
you've
Hex?
cast it. Yeah, you can transfer it to a different target
Like
without
Hunter's Marker.
without
Yeah.
recasting it.
Oh, no, wait, hold on.
So what would you like to do?
Well, first of all, I would like to apologize because I do not get to transfer Hexblade's Curse.
Unfortunately. Okay.
Just Hex. But on that note, Billy's going to turn and run towards Wolfie Wolf. Floof, floof.
Okay. You get up to the log.
Yeah, Billy gets up to the log even though the character can't.
Yeah. That's a terrain issue, not a character issue.
And doesn't really want to get within snapping distance of this wolf. So is going to cast Eldritch Blast.
Yeah. Make your attack roll.
Warlock party.
Warlock Party. That is going to be a 17.
17 is going to be a hit.
Yay! Tiny dice.
If Alina had her way, we'd all be warlocks by the end of this campaign. Can I interest you in our Lord and Savior, Sir Nunes?
4.
4
Okay.
points of force damage.
No problem.
And then Billy is still feeling the pain from earlier. And with a bonus action, gonna just heal monthly.
Okay.
Healing
yeah,
word.
No problem. Little healing word. Very small healing word. That is your turn, Billy. That does bring us to this wolf. The wolf is just kind of buffeted by these very small attacks. It growls, and then I think probably You're still glowing brightly?
Yes.
Yeah. It's going to, because it has enough room, take a running start and try to pounce on you, Minka. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Oh, great. I'm glad we all took a dump stat of strength, guys. It's really good.
Spellcasters.
Yeah, maybe I should have done a
The next
strength
party is
build.
just gonna be all fighters, like
It's
to
a strength check
overcorrect.
right now.
And then I'll be a caster.
Yeah, it's 10.
Okay, so you take 9 points of bludgeoning damage. as
I
it
am
pounces
unconscious.
And slams you prone on the ground, unconscious.
Stuff as I have.
Technically, it does still have another attack. So it is going to take that attack, which is 1 death saving or death failure.
Yep.
So as it slashes at your body, it just drops you, and as you are unconscious, it snarls and then kind of turns looking for the next target. But that is the wolf. That brings us to the top of the round. Cheshire, what do you want to do?
My action is to maintain Crown of Thorn, or Crown of Madness, I apologize.
Okay.
He will be targeting the wolf friend
Okay.
on his next turn.
Sounds good.
And then why not Healing Word on Minka?
Okay.
Yay.
For 8.
There you
Nice.
go. You
Juicy.
start awake, and as you do, there is new pain, but also fresh healing. It's a very confusing thing to wake up to. And there is a wolf that is drooling and growling, still pinning you to the ground.
It's just a really high pitch, like coming from that area.
Anything else, Cheshire? Alrighty, but a good one. That is your turn, Cheshire. That brings us to the goblins. The goblin, who is Crown of Thorn, is going to charge forwards on his tiny little legs. He leaps up, and with his second little dagger, he is going to go ahead and he's going to roll a natural 1. He's going to leap forward, and as he
Into
does,
the maw of the wolf.
anybody who's watching sees the little blade detach and like fall off, and it's like he's just forgotten how to make any kind of blades. He again jams the handle into the wolf, again and again, just jamming it in, unaware that it does no damage. That is that goblin. The one that is
Spraying its blood out from its artery.
from behind, you can just hear this like, and he just kind of stumbles 25 feet, I would say almost in like a circle, before falling prone, and I'm gonna say unconscious basically, because he's not, I mean, he has 1 health, so I'll put him unconscious as he bleeds out. Cool. That is going to bring us to just, that's I think everybody, right?
The other one
It's a
ran
running
away,
away one.
so it continues to run, presumably.
25 feet further, and then 25 feet after that, so 50 feet in total away from you, Alina. That is the goblin's turn. That brings us to Ori.
Cool. I'm gonna try to shoot this wolf that is on my companion's lifeless and then not lifeless body.
Yeah, go for it. Make your attack roll. You can see this goblin basically
I've been
punching
there
it with the hilt of
before.
a knife.
And I'm gonna use bonus action steady aim again.
Okay, yeah.
To make this. Ooh. It's an 18 plus 24.
That hits.
Nice.
And that's gonna be sneak attack.
You will sneak.
Sneak, sneak.
10 piercing damage.
That sounds right to me.
What do arrows do?
Probably bludgeoning damage. I just have like the box. So no problem. You take your shot. It goes from this kind of hidden vantage that you have at this wolf that is mostly just distracted by the numerous targets it has around it. It growls a little bit, kind of snapping. Not really sure where that comes from. Anything else?
In the eye. That's the only thing that I see in the area besides the one that's bleeding out over here, right? All right, so I'm gonna stay there because I can't move anyway.
Okay, you are up. Warlocks, you are following. What would you like to do? You are currently pinned by this wolf. It just growls, and it seems ready to snap. And then suddenly there is this arrow that hits it right in the side. Its gaze is distracted for just a moment. But what would you like to do?
I'm gonna try to get away from. Okay, question: am I like mechanically pinned or flavor pinned?
No,
Okay.
flavor You're like between his legs. So yeah.
I'm gonna shocking grasp it again.
Okay. So from your back,
Grab its legs.
you just rub your hands together and just like a defibrillator, you just shock it right in the chest. No problem.
19.
19, that hits. Yeah.
With a medicine check, use shocking grasp to restart a heart.
I mean, that's basically what Highland and the
A total 7
monks did.
lightning
right?
damage.
Just like,
Okay. So it shocks out from underneath it. You strike it in its most vulnerable
back to
place,
life.
and it does yip a little bit as you basically electrocute it right in the chest. Anything else, Linka?
I'm going to get up and run and try to hide behind Ori.
Okay. So you get up. It is unable to take a reaction. That is a great mechanic, and it just kind of snaps as you run away.
are you okay?
Basically is 4 casters to get away.
Yeah. Minka, anything else?
Just continuous high-pitched noises, and then that's it.
Okay. Alina, from across the clearing, you hear something that sounds like a balloon deflating. What would you like to do?
She's annoyed that this goblin that's running is gonna get away, but she refocuses her efforts because there is still a big old wolf. So she's gonna turn and Eldritch Blast the hexed wolf guy.
I would, from where you are, how far?
Oh, I can move to get line of sight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just go back over next to where Cheshire was.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just to get over
The
that side,
horse
because it
is
a
still
large
just
creature.
chilling.
It's
Yeah.
fine. 15 to hit.
15 to hit. 15 is a hit on that big wolf.
Yeah.
Nice.
those good apples.
Alright. 16 damage.
16 damage. Nice. Okay. This bolt of force slams into this wolf, and now, finally, it's beginning to look fairly hurt. You can see red that is streaking through the white fur, and it's beginning to look beyond just angry, a little bit nervous. But that is your turn, Alina?
Yep.
Alrighty, Billy, what do you want to do?
Over the log. With the grace and ease of someone with dexterity. Therefore, do a little leap with.
Make an acrobatics.
And lands on her face because that's an 8.
Okay. So you run, and as you try to lift up your legs to jump, there is a vine that just goes right across your toes, and you tip, you pinwheel, and then go straight over. Your knees are pushed into the log in a way that almost bends them back a little bit. So the vine snaps, and you go end over end into the ground below. You just hyperextend your knees enough where you're going to feel it for a couple days, but it does no mechanical damage.
Assholes.
Your knees age 30 years.
My knees are my age. No. Good God. Fine. Whatever the fuck. I can't get over there. Eldritch Blast.
Make your attack.
I like that your Eldritch Blast is like a shotgun.
And I hit the tree and it explodes.
Dice jail for that die.
That Eldritch Blast goes zipping off
Where's
into
that
the
trash
woods.
can?
That is your turn, Billy.
That is my turn.
All right,
Billy has like half movement left, yes?
Yeah.
Billy's gonna just go this way.
Yeah. So, Billy, twice you have failed to climb over this log, and you think, you know what, I'm just going to go around. No problem. That brings us to the wolf. The wolf is beginning to look a little bit nervous, but in this moment, Ori, it is going to cross 10 feet to get over to you.
Which provokes an attack of opportunity from the goblin that is Crown of
I don't
Thorn
think it
did?
takes reactions.
I don't think it can.
So,
Damn.
Right, because she has to use her action to
correct.
tell it to attack.
all right. This is going to be a 16 to hit as it tries
Nice
to
try,
chop
though.
into you.
Does hit.
Okay. And you are going to take 3 points of piercing damage as it does.
I'm ready this time.
The next one is going to be a 15 to hit.
Meets it, beats it.
Okay, that is much more unfortunate as it bites into you.
I wasn't ready for
And it
this
deals
one again
13
either.
points of piercing damage. It
Back to feeling pretty
thrashes at you. Go ahead and make a strength saving throw.
This wolf
Natural 20, thank God.
Until it bites you and just swings back and forth. But at this moment, you grab onto one of these trees. You grab onto it, and you're able to kind of stabilize yourself somewhat.
I feed the bite.
Yeah,
I just had flashbacks. That is your turn. Or sorry, that is the wolf's turn. That brings us to the top of the round, Cheshire. From where you are, you can see this wolf chewing on your ally. What do you want to do?
Action is still to maintain Crown of Madness, and the goblin is going to continue attacking.
There you go.
On his turn.
What's happening?
Pull the pipes back up, and I'm going to give inspiration to Billy.
Thank God.
A haunting tune just drifts through this darkened space, and you feel strangely inspired by this haunting tune.
Strangely inspired by a haunting tune? No,
it's pretty
really
haunting.
vibes to it.
That is your turn, Cheshire. That brings us to the goblins. This goblin, first thing it does, it turns to this wolf and tries to stab it. That is going to be an 8 to hit, and so it's going to miss. You can see, I would say, Ori, you can see like this goblin
just jumping back and forth and just
is just trying to stab it. At this point, it doesn't even have a dagger left, so it's just kind of like clawing at it and raking at it.
Damn.
But that is that goblin's turn.
Tenacity.
So there's a video of a cat that's trying to catch something, and it just kind of like you don't see it like running and leaping. You just see.
Yeah.
That's what this goblin is doing.
The other goblin continues to run and runs off into the forest. That does bring us to Ori. Ori, from where you are directly in front of you, this wolf poses the greatest threat.
Feeding the bite still. I'm gonna take out the rapier again, and can I steady aim to stab it? Because I'm not moving.
I believe steady aim is for ranged.
No, it's just next attack.
you give up your bone.
I move. I
Your-
can't.
no, you give
I
up
can't
your
move.
movement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't move or have moved.
Gotcha.
on that turn.
Then yeah, no, you certainly can.
So I'm gonna try to stab it while still feeding the bite.
Yeah, you steady your aim by feeding your body into the mouth of this creature.
That one's cocked because it landed on top.
No, got a loop, right?
That's a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
Nice, and that's gonna be sneak attack damage.
Yes, it is. It is surprised that from within its mouth you are stabbing it.
Ooh, that's good rolls. That's 14 plus 4 is 18 points of stabbies.
So as it bites into your shoulder, you take the rapier out and you stab it right in the side, and you feel it go between the ribs. You feel it puncture something on the inside, and the wolf seems to almost deflate slightly, but it is still alive.
Damn.
Anything else?
Free action, feed the bite.
Okay, you lean more into it. That is your turn. That brings us to Minka. Minka, from where you are, you can see this goblin stabbing at the wolf that I rode in on. There are like a couple little tears coming from the goblin. The goblin, or the
still
wolf
smiling.
itself, barely
happy to be
hanging
doing
on. There are like scraps of fur hanging away from injuries. You can see the eyes are beginning to get kind of almost like bloodshot. What would you like to do?
It can't bite either because I'm feeding it.
I'm just seeing if this actually does damage. I don't think it does.
Or is in the wolf's mouth getting thrashed about, or it's like, I got this under control.
Holding the back of it, and I'm pushing it towards the bite so it can't bite again.
Where did you learn this? Since I'm like still like literally
job.
behind Ori, I'm just gonna reach my hand out and cast Cure Wounds on his back,
Nice.
and then just be like, "Please don't die! Please don't die! Please don't die!"
It's like,
Or you look very, very rejuvenated as you have none of the skin that you came into this battle with.
fresh pink.
11 points of healing.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Is it the ship of Theseus?
Yeah, right.
So, awesome. Anything else?
I'm just gonna like step back. I'm just gonna back up, and I'm gonna back up behind that rock,
Okay.
behind like the ferny rock, and then that's it.
Okay, you get behind the rock. It's a relatively mundane rock. And Alina, what would you like to do? You can see this wolf now kind of stalking Ori, who is, if I don't know if you've heard this, feeding the bite.
Yeah.
Are you hidden though?
Probably by everything else, because I'm like inside the wolf.
Alana, can you move me just 30 feet towards the wolf, and I'm gonna Eldritch Blast it. Super surprising.
Don't hit me, please.
Okay, it's a 10.
It's a 10. So as you go over to Eldritch Blaster, there is this kind of outcropping of rock, and you snag your foot. The Eldritch Blast straight into the grass, right at your feet, and you smell the burning kind of dirt. But other than that, kind of a miss. Anything else?
I free action be annoyed that I don't have my familiar.
That annoyance definitely coming through.
Yeah.
Billy,
Yes.
you have defeated the log. You are now on the other side almost.
Have I defeated the log? All right, Billy is going to move. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Wilfy Wolf.
Is this one dead?
No, that's the
That's the one.
Oh,
that's
that's the one
the
that's.
Crown of Madness.
Oh yeah, the Crown of Madness.
That's
fell
the cat
onto
one.
You tossed him, but he's
Yeah.
next to the wolf, ostensibly.
And
Right.
Billy is going to once more green flame blade,
Okay.
because if it takes if it's charmed, is it an ally?
No, and it's not an ally of you, certainly.
Okay, I don't know if Crown of Madness goes away with damage, and I apologize if it does.
It doesn't say that it does.
Not that I know that I'm going to hit, because, you know, track records and all. No, actually, we're going to use ooze dice. Ooze dice. Okay, that's a 17 to hit.
A 17, that is going to hit.
Yeah! So that's 8 points of piercing damage to the wolf, and then
Flame Brave.
equal to your spellcasting ability modifier, and 3 points of fire damage to Crown of Madness.
Phenomenal. So 3 points of fire damage to Crown of Madness. That is his full given name.
It sounds different.
Stop
in
looking at my
Goblin.
notes. And then how much was it to the wolf?
8.
So with that, as you take this green-coated blade of flames, you swing, and this wolf, already badly injured, as it contacts the back, it seems to hit whatever Ori's previous attack deflated within it, and it's like you crack the wolf in half. The back just, and you hear this little yelp before the wolf falls dead. The goblin does not have its
gently
charm
lay it
broken for
to
damage.
rest
However, it does
and
get
release
wisdom
the
saves at
bite.
the end of its turn, which would be a good thing to know. So, give me a second.
Wait, I missed that. I was
Okay, well, he's still
giving the wolf last rites.
So, anything else, Billy?
No.
Okay. The wolf is dead. That brings us to the top of the round, Cheshire. The only being left is this goblin that is currently ensnared with your crown of thorns.
And the unconscious one.
He's dead. He bled out.
You gotta staunch the wolf.
I mean, if you guys want to, I'll say you can try to stabilize him if you really want.
I mean,
I need answers. Swear to me.
Drop Crown of Madness.
Okay. All of a sudden, this crown seems to wither and go from metal or from these kind of thorn-looking things to just ash that falls across the goblin.
And I'm going to play a little uplifting tune and cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay,
Nice.
very nice. This goblin suddenly goes from just shouting "Wachaka" to just looking around and going, "Namenon," and looking around, and it like sees this dead wolf, and suddenly the ears go down, and it looks very sad. But that is your turn, Cheshire.
That is.
It is the goblin's turn. Suddenly it comes to, and all of its friends are dead. And so it's going to wipe a couple tears out of its eyes, and then holding up its little, it's like a handle of a dagger. It's just going to sadly shout, "Wachaka!" And it's just going to try to basically pummel at your shins, Billy. These are unarmed strikes. Unarmed strike singular. And that is going to be a 11 to hit.
Billy just kind of like picks her legs up. She's like, no.
You just hear this like as it's like batting at your shins. But that is the goblin's turn, and that does bring us to Ori. At this point, there's only one creature left. It is this goblin that is punching Billy in the shins.
Can I like try to pick it up and non-lethally like disable it?
You want to put it in a sleeper hold?
More just like I want to grab it, you know, so that its arms are kind of stuck to the
Or he wants to
sides
give it a
and
good
kinda
feeling
just, like,
hug.
Yeah.
hold it there.
While feeding a
and
bite,
keep
of
it
course.
from like, you know, till its will to fight dies down.
Okay, make an athletics check. If you were trying to restrain it, is what that is be called.
Yeah, I guess it would be mechanically just
Grappling.
grappling, yeah. This he's a wiggly one.
Wow. Yeah, he is.
He's a wiggly guy. That's probably not gonna hit.
That's a 20.
Yeah, this is wiggly. He's squirming.
Yeah. So you go over and you try to grab onto it. With tears in its eyes, it like struggles through, and it's just continuing to punch Billy in the shins.
Easy.
Anything else, Ori?
Oh. I guess that's my action.
Yeah.
Bonus action, I'm gonna use my insightful fighting on it in case I need to put it out on the next turn. So
It's a sad goblin.
my insight against its deception.
Okay. I mean, it's not
Goblins.
bad.
It's kind of
No,
a
it's
thing.
not. Alright.
Oh, no, it's not really their thing. That's going to be an 11.
Yeah, that's gonna work. So I can sneak attack it when I
Goblins, clearly.
don't have sneak attack.
With your insightful fighting, looking at this crying, panicked
Like,
goblin,
I know how to
pretty
take this
easy to
thing
take
out.
it down. Yeah.
If I
That is
need
your
to do
turn,
it.
Ori. You feel pretty satisfied with that. Minka, what would you like to do?
So she's gonna come around this way. Her 35 feet, I think,
Okay.
puts her about there.
Yeah, right on the other side of those two trees.
Yeah. And then she's just gonna produce flame and just hold it. For an action of just throwing it at the goblin should it like escape and try to attack someone else.
Okay, sure, no problem.
So I'm assuming right now it's like basically an Ori space.
It's trying to punch Billy in the shins. Yeah.
Okay. So like it's-
Grab the
Yeah,
arms,
Billy's like hands
up,
out.
easy. Oh, hey.
so she doesn't quite trust herself enough to actually
Ori's
throw
been
it yet,
fully
but just hold on
restrained.
to
No
it.
problem. So very carefully you hold these crackling flames. That is your
Calm
turn.
down.
That brings us to Alina. Alina, you see one of these stupid goblins.
Fucking goblins. Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, make your attack roll.
Oh my god. I'm glad I didn't grapple it.
19.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Yeah.
So Billy, your hand is on its forehead,
Oh.
and Ori, you're kind of like holding it by the shoulders. Just
Before
down.
I rolled that, can I have used my bonus action to move the hex to
yeah,
him?
sure,
All
absolutely.
right.
For added suffering.
Of
course.
Maximum damage. Math.
13 points of damage.
This
Tell us
guy's
how it
gonna-
happens.
This is fucking dead.
Alina just like, I mean, she's so used to casting Eldritch Blast at this point that it's kind of just like dismissive almost like, and he just disintegrates and she nods satisfied.
Oh.
So Ori, you're holding the shoulders. Billy, your hand is on the head, and then suddenly, as it's about to strike you again, it moves and the arm just like vanishes. The other arm vanishes. The whole chest just caves in as part of it has just been incinerated away. And this creature doesn't die as much as it kind of folds in on itself and then across your feet.
Billy just looks over to Alina and says, nice.
Like, gently lay
And
the
Alina's
body
gonna be like,
down.
nice, buddy,
next
tell
to
me
the
about that
wolf.
was brilliant. And she does like a little dance, like around Billy, like.
No problem. So in the darkness of this place with multiple dead small creatures, two calmly chewing horses, Alina begins to dance. And for all of you, you have unsuccessfully completed a long rest. It is about 2 a.m.
Going through pockets.
Did I get my 4 hours?
No.
Oh.
You got about 2.5.
Oh.
So go ahead and make an investigation check as you get up and kind of pat out the last few flames and begin to look through these goblins' pockets.
That is a 24.
Nice.
Roll 1d4, please.
So we can't just like go back to bed.
You certainly can.
Oh, okay.
But you have failed
It'll
the
take
first
longer.
time.
I get it. Okay.
Maybe like
Okay.
set watch.
We have to restart the clock. On the
Cheshire,
wall.
as you
Got it.
go through these pockets, you find 2 bottles of fireflies, one red and one purple. You get the sense that these probably require some kind of care in order to keep alive, otherwise they'll die within the next day.
Sure.
You find 3 pieces of copper, a veritable treasure trove by Goblin standards. You find a necklace made of wolves' teeth that seem to be small and probably shedded. And then finally, with that check, you find a small wooden orb. And it's in like a net that is strapped to one of these goblins, the same one that you find the fireflies attached to. And as you kind of peer into it, it contains a little, it looks almost like a lipstick balm container that is half filled with dirt. And there's a patch of what is called, it's just a patch of moss, tiny white flowers that grows within this. The flowers are a little bit purple in the dark, and they have, that is what you see.
We'll take it.
Billy starts to fluff her pillow again.
Okay, no problem.
Alina is going to, at long last, do what she should have done before and with an action, send her familiar who's like miles away to the pocket dimension and then resummon it, and the sprite kind of like pops into existence by her shoulder and then goes invisible.
No problem. So you pull your familiar back. Would have been helpful. So you all now in this dark place, would you like to do anything before you attempt a long rest again? Anything?
Hey, remember when this is just the consequences of a long rest?
Alina, just in case the long rest doesn't work, Alina's going to use her Rod of the Pack Keeper to regain a spell slot, and then she's going to say out loud, very deliberately, who's taking first watch then?
Not me. And I'm gonna go and try to climb this tree so that if we're attacked again,
Make an athletics check.
can I use acrobatics instead?
Yeah.
Fine.
I think it's kind of just gonna shakily go
That's
wobbly, sit back down to where she was sleeping before, and kind of huddle in on herself.
14. Can I take my time on it?
So
Use your inspiration.
it's
I'll use my inspiration.
so you all hear this like
19.
this clop of feet as Ori takes a running start and like kicks up the tree. You get like a foot or 2 up and you can't quite get the first branch. And then Cheshire, as you're kind of like picking through the pockets and everything, and you watch your companion do this, it occurs to you maybe instead of just trying to like brute force your way up, look around for a different, solution. You go to a nearby rock and using this easy foothold, you just kind of there's a we'll say there's a
I use this nice, shiny, and definitely inconspicuous rock.
Yeah, you lug it over and then you climb onto it
Hanna-Barbera
and carry yourself up onto the branches. You can find a place to rest and probably not fall.
Cool.
I wish to find a place where I can tuck myself away and be hidden to
Okay,
sleep.
make a stealth check.
Alina's gonna look around at everybody like going to bed, and Alina's gonna be like, well, I'll take first watch then.
Oh, really? Thanks. And Billy immediately crawls into bed.
Good luck.
That's a 21.
Okay, Cheshire's gone. You can definitely see Ori up in the tree, and they also say have fun. You can see Minka, who seems a little bit shaken up, and Billy's already snoring.
Can I short rest while I keep watch?
You imagine that would take your attention off
Got
of the
it.
surroundings?
Just checking.
You could try.
Warlock. No, that's okay. I'll just keep watch very attentively.
Fair enough.
You just need one more person to keep watch, and then I can keep watch for the last 4 hours. But I didn't tell
already
you
up
any
your
of that,
tree, my
so,
dude.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I didn't tell you any of that, but
It's fine.
I could.
Alina, how long are you keeping watch for?
I don't know, a few hours.
Okay. Like 3, 4?
You're making me do time math.
Yeah.
4 hours.
Okay, no problem. Right at the end of your watch, this little green light that has floated in the middle of your encampment suddenly flickers and moves and turns, and suddenly it into this portal that you've seen before. There is no big explosion of butterflies, but you do see emerging Hearsome, this satyr, your patron. He's dressed very much the way that he was before. Different clothing, but just plain traveler's clothes. There's like a simple cloth sort of belt that cinches his robes. But as he gets up, you can see he gestures out, expecting everybody to be awake pretty naturally, and then notices that it's only you. The words kind of die in his throat, and he goes, Alina, where is everybody?
It's Alina, sir, but, Sir Hersum, Mr. Hersum, we were set upon by goblins. We triumphed, of course, but we're not able to rest fully, so the group took a rest. I'm keeping watch.
We've a schedule to keep, and we still have some time before we get to the spire, and I have no reason to wait around for all of you and get caught in the storm that approaches. So I'll meet you at the spire.
Very well, sir. Storm, did you say?
Yes. You don't feel it. And
Do I
for
feel
a
it?
moment, if you make a perception check.
You're not trying to embarrass me in front of Hersum here.
I feel it in the air.
15.
With a 15, you reach out, and you're not sure whether you just want to feel the storm or whether you actually do. Maybe it's a little more humid. It's hard to tell. You're kind of tired because nobody's helping you. But Hearsome just kind of nods absently and says, in about 5-6 hours, you will encounter the storm. Now you know of the hazards that lie ahead. Excellent. I'll see you at the spire. And you can see he turns, he takes a couple steps off, he puts a hand on one of these trees, and then you see a knot suddenly just kind of twist and turn before it opens a door. And he just steps through. I thought that was Matt. He just steps through and disappears on the other side.
Now, Alina couldn't bring herself to admit to Hersum that she has no earthly idea what he's talking about, but can I make some kind of check to see if I can figure it out?
We don't know the hazards that await us.
Make we'll call it a history check.
Based on what yeah, okay, history. 14.
You're here in the forest, and in the forest you've already seen goblins. That's probably one of them. There are all manner of things that can be dangerous here. That's part of why the Revelry of the Thorn is in the forest.
Yeah.
To protect people.
Yeah.
So you'll probably be fine.
We'll be fine. All right, and it's been like 4 hours now, so I'm gonna go wake up my elf friend, who I imagine has had 4 hours of a trance by now.
Yeah.
To take over the watch, and then I'm gonna go to sleep.
So Ori, you're awoken.
Oh, pretend to be asleep still.
I'm gonna kick him with my little hoof.
Hey, that wasn't very nice.
It's your turn for the watch, then. Good night.
So excellent teamwork already being displayed. Ori, you take a little bit of time to kind of stretch and wake up. In this moment, go ahead and make a perception check.
Ooh, with my perceptive thingy. What is it?
Eye
The
for
one to
detail?
spot. Yeah.
No.
To be able to see hidden creatures. Ooh, that's pretty good anyway. 22.
Okay. With the 22, you don't really notice any creatures. There are owls. You hear small woodland creatures kind of moving through the underbrush, probably rabbits and things of that nature. Nothing really larger than that. You do notice that there are, over top, there are never really stars, but usually you can see this kind of almost gem-like sky that disappears out of sight. Now you're beginning to see just wisps of clouds begin to roll in. But 4 hours pass, and all of you can mark off a long rest. One by one, you come to, with your powers relatively restored. And as you do, because it is about to be 9 o'clock, we're going to step away for a quick break. So thank you for sticking with us so far. I'm going to pull us back to our main camera. We are going to be, it is 8:53. We will be back at 9:03. We'll see you then. And welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us through the break if you did. Welcome if you're just joining us. We can jump right back into our game. You've all completed a long rest and have been left. Yeah, it took you guys almost the whole session to complete a long rest, but you did it. And at the end of that long rest, you now find yourselves on the morning. Give me 1 second here. It is the 5th of Summertide, a Wednesday for those of you keeping track. It is probably about 9:30 in the morning, maybe closer to 10, as you did need to sleep in a little later than you had planned. At this moment, you all know that to the south is the Emerald Spire, but you can go wherever you would like. Alina, you know that Hearsome expects you to meet him there.
Alina's just gonna tell the group that he showed up while she was on watch. He said he was gonna go on ahead, and that's all the information she's gonna give out. Like, well, time to go.
Oh, okay.
Do I have this?
Well,
Billy's just packing her bags.
we have the cards and stuff still, right? We can. Would that help?
Didn't we figure out last time that the Grung's house is on the way down to the Emerald Spire?
Yeah, so you have to pass the Grung to get to the back to the road. Yeah.
Well, I think the plan was to pass by the Grung's house,
Start hitching
chop
up
off
the
the wood,
horses.
yes,
Problem.
and then continue on to
them
the
their
Emerald Spire.
breakfast
But
and all
I
that.
don't think we should tarry too long because Hersa made it clear that we do have a timetable to keep.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. We don't want to miss that because how often do you get invited to the Emerald Spire? Haven't you actually been there before?
I have.
Oh,
Doing the
okay.
hitching up the horses,
Well, I'm eager to get there,
berries
so
and shit.
and she's gonna get Ori's attention and be like, "No chatting with the Grung.
That's
Just drop off the wood and off we go."
pretty rude, aren't you?
So, is there anything any of you want to do before you depart?
I don't think so. Everyone looks okay. Anyone hungry? Do we need to make breakfast or anything before we go?
Sorry. I'll eat on the road. That's fine.
Billy's already chewing on some jerky that she had in the bag. It's
I probably spent
probably
some of the
typical
4
for me to
hours
tell
of
you.
watching, just using my foraging thing
Yeah.
from my background.
No problem.
Keep myself occupied.
So everybody helping themselves, nobody helping each other.
Nice dirt over there, Dennis.
You all gather your supplies, pack up your camp, load up this cart, and begin to make your way back. With the passage of time marked by the clopping of coconuts, you eventually make your way back, and you can see coming up over the ridge through this kind of game trail that you follow, the very lean-to of this Grung, formed out of mud and stone. His house is kind of leaning against the cliffside.
Lean too much.
Yeah, it is a lean too much. And you can see this scrawny Grung is wearing trousers. He is bare-chested, and though he is very, very small and kind of skinny, he does somehow have a pot belly. But he is kind of working at these carrots, and you can see, unfortunately, that you did help. It seems like the ones that he is actively working on are already beginning to wilt. And you can hear over top from this little fenced-in garden area, "Oh dear!" But you approach.
Oh,
Hello,
sir,
we're back.
we brought you wood.
You came back.
Clip clop, clip clop.
He wipes off his little hands, and the blue Grung steps through the fence. And he comes around, he leans over, and he goes, "Did you bring me my wood?"
Yes.
It's in the back.
Oh. And he walks back, and you can see he looks and goes, "This is amazing. I can make a house with this?
Yes.
Can you?
And no mud?"
I mean, you can use mud to reinforce things and kind of seal the spaces in between. You really can do a whole lot with wood, actually.
Well, do you think you could show me? Because, again, I'm not very strong.
Unfortunately, we do have
show
a
you.
lot to do. Oh,
Alina's unhitching the wagon from the horses as they speak.
You go on ahead. I'll show them,
You'll catch up to us, will you?
I'll take a horse.
Yeah, no, we're taking both horses, and if you don't come now, we're gonna leave you behind.
You can stay with me.
Sounds like you've got a choice to make there.
You've made a friend. So proud of you.
Are we friends now?
Does Matt need to make a new character?
I'm just fucking waiting in the wings.
You lose your first character to friendship.
It's a nice way to go.
Yeah.
We're friends, but take it slow.
Oh,
We'll visit, maybe.
well, that one already said she wouldn't.
But we
Definitely
did.
not.
She's lying.
She might.
Maybe
I
I
will
attempt
not.
to like druid craft a small example house.
Make a performance. You know what? No. Make a
AutoCAD drawing. Not a spot.
Alana's actual real world expertise is bleeding in.
Yeah, right.
They do a 3D representation.
Alphabet. It is
But because
a
it's
15.
Okay. So you bend down here in the dirt, and you kind of like move these wispy garments aside, and bending in the dirt, you take some sticks and you begin to use druidcraft to grow them together and kind of lean them to, and you push up a little bit of mud. And this Grung bends down and goes, "Oh, but I'm not a druid." And he tries to like bend the sticks and he snaps them in his fingers and he goes, "I'm just not good at this."
It'll take some practice, but if you use this kind of like an example, and maybe you start on a smaller version, and then eventually when you get the hang of it, you can make the bigger one. It'll be a process, but you have the supplies, and I believe in you.
Are you sure you don't want to stay? You could help me build my house. We could live in it together.
Oh my god.
More want to wander, roam. Sorry.
I'm so sorry, but it is time for us to leave. What was your name again?
My name's Yuppel.
Well,
like, come
Yuppel,
with
it was.
us?
It was. No, you're not. You're
Make a
not.
persuasion check.
God damn it!
Make it an advantage. It's a little desperate.
All of it in the chat. Spies wants to live there.
13?
It's like you're not sure if you want to succeed or not.
Like, I don't know.
Well,
Kind of like, oh, I
I
regret
don't have
saying
anything
that.
packed, but if you give me just one moment, I can get things together. How long will be gone?
Can Alina make a being mean to people check and be like, he spoke too soon. You're not invited.
Make an
Goodbye."
intimidation check. That's called.
Right, being mean to people.
Billy like
I am
immediately
new
like
to this game, so
tries to get up on one of the horses and like no
12.
no.
This Grung turns to you, Alina, a satyr, who's just like, "You
Our
spoke too soon."
friendship is too strong.
Turns back to you, Ori, and just goes, "But he said he was my friend, and I can't leave my friend behind."
That's true.
Long
Give me 1
distance
minute.
friendships, you know.
And he turns and he kind of waddles back to his house.
Okay, we're going now.
Go.
Opens the door and goes in, and you can hear for the first time he's just like starts to whistle a little bit and seems pretty happy.
You're gonna break his heart.
Billy like starts like situating herself in the saddle
And
and
Alina's
it's like
gonna take the reins of the horse that Billy's sitting on and just walk away.
Billy's like I was gonna
Come on then.
okay.
Okay, Cheshire takes the other horse. Minka?
Why would you want to? We're not taking the cart. We could all.
Did you not hear me when I said we're on a timetable?
So why are you unhitching the horses?
There's wood in the cart. You want to unload the wood?
I was gonna unload the wood so he could make his house, but now he's coming with us.
Bye.
He's not invited.
Well, I invited him.
Okay, well.
Suddenly he leans out of the door and he just goes, "Well, I need a coat wherever we're going."
No, you're gonna stay here.
Literally everything that you have. That's. We're not coming back.
Okay. And he just goes back in and you can hear like a couple things begin to move around and yeah.
You're gonna die if you come with us.
She's right. You probably will die.
Make an intimidation check, each of you.
Oh shit.
I'm not trying to intimidate him, so that's good. An 11.
It's a 9.
From within, he says, "Well, I don't want to die, but I want to live. and I can't live if I just stay here forever. I'll be ready in about an hour. And he comes out, and you can see he starts to like roll up the fences and bring each little section in.
Billy's like, just get on the horse with me, and we can leave all of these fuckers.
But you just said everything.
Everything that you would reasonably need to get through a day.
She's got like goat legs.
But continuously for the rest of your life.
That's why I'm bringing everything.
With the bedrolls.
You really need a fence if you're traveling.
But I'm so small. How will I stay safe?
Well,
Oh no.
Just one more hour. And he begins to like run back inside with the fence.
Billy just looks at the rest of you, says, "If you let him come with us, I will knife him in his
Billy
sleep.
and Alita are like 65 feet away at this point, kind of like slowly leaving.
I will knife him in his sleep if he comes with us."
I really need to see the spire. I can't miss this opportunity. I'm so sorry.
It's gonna like
Hurries to catch up. It's just you, Ori. Just you alone with this cart and this
Cheshire's with us.
She's on the other horse.
I'm really sorry, Gupple. We can't wait.
I can't hear you, but I'll be out soon.
We can't wait. I'm sorry, buddy. I might come back.
I can't wait either. Are you catching up with the group?
I think I gotta run. I'm so sorry.
Or you run and you catch up with the group and you leave Yuffle the Grung behind in the Valley of Fire.
You can see Mink is also just visibly uncomfortable about this situation. It's very tense and just like, oh, this feels awful. I don't want to.
This is kind of par for the course for Alina and Billy, helping but not helping.
It's perfect.
We did a really good job.
Yeah, we did.
It was terrible.
This is awful.
Oh,
We're supposed to be helping people. I feel like we're doing the opposite.
We did such a good job. What are you
We
talking
did help
about?
him.
poor couple there is going to die in like a week. You saw him.
And I think I've made it clear that Hersum expects things of us.
Person can expect things, but it doesn't mean that they have to happen right away.
Listen, I can't miss this opportunity to go see the spire.
The spire's not going anywhere.
Yes, but people don't just go into the spire all the time. That's not like a normal thing. You don't get invited in all the time, right?
And we're just still moving forward.
Yeah, you're walking and talking.
Aaron Sorkin, this shit.
Send your imp with an apology to Gupple. At least do that, you know? You're breaking his heart.
Was it Yato?
Petal?
He's made it this far without
This
anybody.
imp
Why
just
are we
appeared.
doing
Sorry,
all
this
the
She's a
efforts
sprite.
for him?
Sprite appears.
He's doing a fabulous job. You see that structure
Lift
he
him
made?
up like that, and then
Petal.
Very I'm so concerned.
The
It'll
strange
sort
one
itself out.
wants you-
He's fine.
Hush, you can't hear me. This man wants you to go apologize to the
Technically
Grung.
speaking, in
Be
hell.
quick about it. When you're done, back into the pocket dimension you go, and back to my side.
Okay.
And if you do a really good job, I'll give you some treats.
And don't
when you come
touch
back.
him.
So you see your sprite kind of narrow their eyes, and you get the sense that they're trying to sense your motive, whether you want them to actually go or whether you want them to go invisible for a while, then come back.
I can communicate
around.
telepathically.
Yeah.
Circle around
So
the block a few
telepathically,
times.
I'm gonna say, look, I know this is stupid, but I feel like if we don't actually do it, it's gonna come back to bite us. So just quick, pop, off you go, and I'll see you soon.
All right. And just disappears and begins to fly invisibly. No problem.
Gonna go apologize for
Yep, she's going to apologize. Are you happy?
here for deceit.
Make an insight check. Make a deception check.
I'm not deceiving him.
Yeah, that's true, actually. So without even
wanna
a
use
check, without even a check, you're for deceit. It seems pretty honest.
I refuse to
Great
make
point.
a
Great point.
deception check to see whether I'm telling the truth.
I am telling the truth, but I'm really good at it.
So you continue to ride. Now, who is leading this group?
Well, I guess since the horses were taken, I would probably lead the one that I've formed a bit of a bond with.
So you don't have a horse.
No, but
No,
like I'd probably walk,
You'd have to catch up to us.
Lena is
one of
leading
Cheshire's
Billy's
one.
horse, so you're leading Cheshire's horse then?
Yeah. Would you let
I don't
me
know if
lead
Cheshire
the
would allow
You
that.
can walk beside it. If you reach out to touch it, you're getting kicked.
horse? But it's my friend.
I feel like Alina would want to be at the front because time's a ticking.
So Alina, Roll a D100, please.
Berries.
You begin to walk through the forest here, and as the sun continues to kind of rise, becoming the brightest that it ever does here, this kind of quasi-dawn, you see the trees begin to shift and form a little bit more of a canopy overhead.
87.
87.
There are 87.
Goblins.
Suddenly,
It's just
87 drops.
cresting the hill. 87.
The army is
Helm's Deep when they attacked us.
Oh look, Insignia's fireborn.
Cries out.
Back out already.
You have a very nice walk for the first several hours as it gets warmer and warmer and settles in at about high 70s, low 80s Fahrenheit. I like to specify. No, I like to really specify because people have mentioned before, like, people assume that it's centigrade, which makes sense. You know, I think in most parts of the world, but that would be not right. So
Be a little toasty.
you walk through the warm air of this summertide morning. At a point, you come to a bridge over a little brook. It's assembled using tiny stones, and as you examine what is essentially a footbridge, this seems like it would probably be, or has been made by Grung, roughly sized to a creature like Yuppel. You can see very soft, smooth stones. But you pass, you pass over without a problem. You go by a grove of trees after another hour. And you can see from the top there are bananas that grow, most of them green, but a few yellow and ripe. Is there anything that you wish to do?
Is Petal the sprite back by then?
Yeah.
I send Petal up to get me a banana.
Okay.
Just eat it while we walk.
Petal flies up. And from up top you hear, do you want a yellow one or a green one?
Yellow Petal, please.
Snaps the banana off and flies back down and hands it to you.
Oh, thank you, dear.
As you peel this banana, you reveal that within there is a cluster of grapes. No banana, just black grapes.
Does she recognize this as Feywild bullshit?
Yeah, this is just regular Feywild
bananas.
bullshit.
Okay. Do the grapes seem edible?
Yeah.
All right.
And in fact, as you pop them in your mouth, each one's slightly carbonated and it fizzes in your mouth.
Ooh,
But
champagne grapes.
just classic grape bananas. You make your way through.
Classic grape bananas.
Does Alina get drunk? Because usually when fruit is fizzy, it's
know.
fermented.
And this is not fermented. This just seems to have some kind of natural carbonation to it.
Also, Alina, as a setter, can very much hold her liquor.
Yes. But you make your way through, and it seems to be a relatively calm morning. At around noon, as you find what is an actual road that does begin to twist to the south, and I would say for those of you with especially good eyesight, you can see around, very, very distant, there is a slight emerald cast to a something reflecting the sunlight beyond the trees and beyond the hills beyond.
Sorry.
Alina's entertained by your special eyes.
Just down the wrong pipe.
So you continue passing these little woodland creatures, but in the distance, Alina, as you pass by trees and little bits of stone, there is a point where you see a figure in the distance. And most of what you see is actually a fairly large cart, although it seems like they are pushing it in front of them, almost like a drink trolley that you would see on an airplane. Is there anything that you want to do?
Well, Hannah wants to tell Joe that we got a wheel, by the way, in case you didn't see that.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna send Petal ahead invisibly to see what's going on and have her report back to me.
Okay. Petal just flies ahead. Through Petal's eyes, you can see as you approach, this is a very old elf. You can see there are just the faintest bits of wrinkles that kind of crease the eyes and the mouth. And so for her, probably very old. You can see she stands up straight, though she does walk very slow. And this cart that you saw that she pushes in front, it seems to be a delicate tea service cart. And it moves on squeaky wheels. And you can see atop it there are several glasses, there is a tea kettle, and there are several tins that you would imagine probably contain tea. She looks directly at the sprite, as it approaches.
Oh. Is she? How far away is this?
Probably about 500 feet off. You're seeing like this little dark figure kind of approach, and then from the sprite's eyes, you see all this.
All right. So
Give it some berries.
I can't communicate with the sprite at that
I guess.
distance.
Yeah.
But I did tell her just go and see what's up and then come back.
Yeah.
So I would
So
hope
she
that
would
that's what
probably
she
just
does.
return. She relays all this information to you.
I share it with the group, and I'm like, seems harmless enough.
They look good.
The drinks?
Yeah.
Well, you know every drink looks good to me, Billy. Anyway, onward we go. Let's meet this old elf woman on her drinks cart.
Does this sound like a familiar
alcohol
figure that
drinks
I would
or
have
like
interacted with?
tea drinks.
You said it was like tea type stuff, right?
Yeah, you see a tea kettle, you see several cups that all seem to be a little bit mismatched.
Cheshire, I am afraid to tell you that it is non-alcoholic, I think.
Okay. With a 16,
Why?
given your
Oh,
background
hydration, maybe?
in the magiocracy of the Rising Storm, you never heard of any individual like this.
Okay. Non-threatening, it seems.
Does
Based on what we've
does the sprite did the sprite seem to feel that she was non-threatening? She has heart sight.
So the sprite kind of leaning over to you will say, not threatening, but she could see me.
Seems legit.
As you approach her and she approaches you, you can hear this faint of this wheel as it squeaks. All of you, over the course of maybe like the next 5 minutes, see this figure approach. She moves really slow. She stands completely straight up, and you can see kind of dark but relatively nice clothing bedecking her. And as she draws closer, when you get to maybe within like 50 feet, she pushes the cart a little bit off to the side as if to allow you to pass, but then stands beside it in the same way that you might if you were to be ready to offer tea.
Is this one of those don't take any bullshits from the Feywild kind of deals?
Make
right
an
now?
insight check.
Can I also make a check on that?
'Cause, like,
Yeah.
Because I'm like
Ori
from the
wants
Feywild.
tea.
History check.
Ori wants tea.
And make it at advantage for both of you if you wish.
Oh, is this an insight? I don't think it works with any of the bullshit
For you,
that
it's
I have.
insight. For
Is
us,
it
it's
history for us?
Yes.
15.
Okay.
19.
Okay.
Ooh, that's 19 plus 26.
Look
Okay.
at you.
With a 26, as you gaze at this person, in the Feywild especially, there are deals and kinds of these events that can occur, and typically you don't want to take things, but you are not within the Feywild. And as you look at this person, you've grown up in a place that is, though not inhospitable to all, certainly inhospitable to you. And so you've developed this keen sense of being able to know when you might be in danger. You don't feel that.
How delicious does this tea smell?
You don't smell any tea, and you can see there are several sealed containers. With those checks, Elena, you may be not the best student. Seems to be a theme to your characters. Billy, you didn't learn about this individual from the revelry. Dora taught you about a woman who is named Sabina. Sabina also goes by the Tea Woman, and she has been around for at least 400 years. She makes her way across Everest, always on foot, always pushing this cart, and she shows up on time to wherever she's supposed to be. People pass her, and there are times where people will travel with her for several days, and it's excruciating because she travels very slow. But strangely, she is never late. Aside from that, you know this is an individual who is almost singularly gifted in the ability to apparently tell the future with tea.
Billy gets down off the horse, heads over, and quietly says, "Do you have any recommendations?"
She smiles at you, and she looks you up and down.
Are we getting tea?
I kind of want some
I'd
tea.
like.
What I offer is different than what you're expecting.
It's not tea.
It's tea.
It's kind of what I was expecting.
More mundane, I think, than what you're looking for, but I can tell your future.
Did you make me hear that?
Yeah.
In character gasp.
Billy kind of like starts reaching into her coin pouch and says, oh, how much would you like for, I don't know, what's good? What do you got?
If you have a piece of gold, you'll pick the tea that's right for you.
Billy takes out a piece of gold from her pouch and
I would also like the correct tea.
Because like behind Billy, like excitingly holding a single piece of
She
gold.
takes the piece of gold from Billy
want
and
some
she looks
tea?
at all of you and she smiles and she says, wait your turn.
I could do some tea.
I'll
Be
give
better
you.
if she's
She
got the
squeezes the gold piece in
I'll
her
pay
hand
for
and it
your
just
tea
disappears.
if you let me ride the horse.
And she reaches out and she picks up 2 tins of tea and she holds them out to you, Billy. They're closed. Which one calls to you?
Billy points to the one that's on Billy's left.
Billy's left. She opens this, and immediately the smell that hits you is one of chocolate and nuts and charcoal, layered on top of the typical kind of honey sweetness that you smell in tea. This is something that is quite robust. But she smiles and kind of nods. She picks up the kettle, which an instant ago you would have sworn was empty, but it is full, and there is a slight steam that emerges. And she very delicately pours this water into a cup. You never saw her move tea into it, but you smell this tea begin to steep almost instantly. And she hands you this glass. Drink it. And pass me the glass back.
Just as player Kara drinks. Billy quietly sips the tea and hands the little cup back.
Okay.
Just the one cup.
She takes it back and she says, now, I can read this myself. For 1 gold piece, of course. Or
So,
I can tap into a greater power, but that's more expensive.
what? So it's 1 gold piece for the tea, 1 gold piece to read the tea, 3 gold pieces for more than reading the tea.
Is someone here to look after this one?
Alina will babysit Ori. So Alina will just kind of guide him away and be like, wait your turn.
Billy?
What do you require for a greater one?
This cup of tea, 3 more pieces of gold, and a little belief.
Billy hands over 1 piece of gold. I don't have that much, I'm sorry.
Make a persuasion check.
No poker face over here.
Kara doesn't need poker faces. Kara has high persuasion with 24.
She looks around at this group. She can see Minka, who's like vibrating with excitement. And she says, it'll be good for sales, I suppose. That piece of gold disappears and she looks into this cup. But as she does, there is this sudden and there is a dim glow. And suddenly, as she looks up with her eyes, there's a matching glow from within. You have 4 questions.
Can you do that?
No.
I don't want to pay for your teeth then.
I didn't ask you to pay for my tea.
Where are my aunties?
You can see the eyes close and she seems to concentrate. The cup in her hand cracks slightly. North. Far to the north. These lines between the tea, they tell of a journey that you'll take, but not now. And looking, I see. And she kind of tilts the cup towards you, and sure enough, as she describes it, you can see in these strange remnants shapes that are similar to what she describes. These eyes, they're not yours. They're not mine. I think they're looking for you too. 3 more questions. She opens her eyes. The light floods out again.
How much do they know?
Questions.
She closes her eyes again, and this time it's like she focuses a little bit more. Too vague of a question, I'm sorry. I can't answer.
Does that count as one of the questions?
Are you saying that?
Okay, Billy would just glare at you. Alina's like, shh, not the time. Can I kill him?
Why don't you say it a little louder and find out?
She closes her eyes, but you see she smiles a little bit even as you ask that,
Give you
and then opens them.
one goal
Anything could die.
to say it as loud as you
Billy, like an evil smile kind of spreads across her face. Her like teeth get a little bit sharper.
can. It's the price of the tea.
This cup cracks now almost all
It's
the
like
way
getting
down.
the tea back.
I'm trying to focus on like a really good last question.
She
Can you
had a-
just like shut up?
I had a question.
The special
I'm
Ori that we are traveling
waiting
with
my-
is having
So
an issue
sorry,
keeping quiet. So
Madame
sorry.
Sabina.
It doesn't bother me.
Sorry.
Billy gets a little bit quieter and kind of leans in, trying to like hide her question from the group.
Okay.
Will I be able to see her again?
The eyes shut and the cup shatters. And you can see for a moment Sabina concentrates even harder. And she opens her eyes. That isn't a question I should answer. There's a cost to things like that, you know.
Billy inclines her head. Thank you for the tea. And kind of steps back to the horse.
She nods. She turns to you, Minka, who, like, very obviously looking to have your turn. And she says, just the normal cup or the special one?
I also have the special cup.
Do you have 5 gold?
You can see like a crisis cross Mika's face.
What do you need? How much?
I have exactly 5 gold. That's all the gold I have.
I kind of owe you because, you know, the wolf. So I'll
Do you
help.
want to split the questions? Do you think we could split the questions?
Oh, I think I can just help cover your costs. I'd like my own cup of tea.
Okay.
please.
Oh,
I
you
don't want to
got
share.
gold. Oh my
No
God.
offense, I don't want to share
Oh,
a
no,
cup
that's
of
fine.
tea
That's fine.
with
I
you.
just, I felt a little bit guilty for taking the but yes, please.
If you wouldn't mind, I haven't been late before. And
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
the streak I've been keeping for several thousand years, so
I've got the 3. You give the 2, and you get the good cup. Okay.
Hand over to.
a bit unusual, but she takes 2 different tins out and holds them out to you. Which one?
Minka's gonna close her eyes and like try to really like feel the vibes, and then points to the right one.
Okay. Opens up, and instantly you can smell cayenne pepper. This is strong. Almost like garlicky in a way. And then that seems to be over some other kind of herbal components. This is not like a tea, certainly an herbal tea. And she smiles and she says, wouldn't be my choice. Very well. She puts this into the cup and the same thing happens. She pours this hot water. It instantly seems to just steam. And she hands you this cup.
So it's like Minka like takes it and like sips it, and then like when she's done, she hands it back. She's just clearly like shaking a little bit.
She takes it and she looks at you. Are you ready?
Yes,
Are you sure?
I think so.
Are you
Yes.
sure nobody else wants to go before you?
Could I please?
I suppose.
Okay.
She closes her eyes and then opens them, and there's just this light that shines through. You have 4 questions.
Okay. Does the Emerald Spire have the information that I'm looking for?
She closes her eyes, and there is this almost confused look. That's a complicated question, I think.
Okay. Just about the existence of the stars.
Are they
She
right?
closes her eyes again and then looks up. Yes.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay.
Do they look up at night?
Is it okay? Where is the best place to see them? The stars?
She looks at you and says, "This is more of a yes or no."
Oh,
sort of
I am so sorry. Okay, okay. Is there a place on the continent where I can see all of the stars again? All of them.
She closes her eyes and then very quickly opens them. Several.
Okay.
Or he's just like trying to see the star.
Okay. So,
How do you see them all at once? Several places.
okay. Is it possible to learn what you do?
She leaves her eyes open for that one. Yes. This is something that I learned over many years, but it can be taught.
Do I have the ability to learn?
She closes her eyes at this and then opens them.
It's gonna be no.
Not yet.
Ooh. Yeah.
But looking into the cup, I can see there are many spaces between the refuse. You have a lot of control over your destiny. I think if this is something you want to learn, you can.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much. This is so exciting.
Was the tea good?
The tea was delicious.
Oh,
Actually, was the tea good?
Like, no, not really. Like, very, very spicy. And both like this garlic pungent kind of flavor and also cayenne. So, not the best tea. But you're living on that high.
Yeah.
just the tea, please.
I should warn all of you, I can only do the specialty one more time.
Was the specialty also the reading, or was it just the nice tea?
I'll still give you a rating. It's just not as active as the others.
I don't really. I really just want the tea.
Fair enough.
Or it just wants
She reaches out. You're going to give her a gold?
Yeah.
Okay. You give her a gold piece. She turns over, and she doesn't offer you a choice. She takes the central tin, and she says, "This is my favorite. This is enchanted pearl." And she opens it up, and you can smell, this is sweet and earthy and smooth. Definitely a green tea, and you can see these little tiny balls. But as she adds these into the hot water, they unfold into these almost flower-looking things.
Ear for deceit is it actually?
I don't think ear for deceit works on tea.
It works on deception. Is she trying to deceive me? Is this not her favorite tea?
Trying to deceive you. Go ahead, make a perception or make a sense motive check.
Insight.
Sorry, insight.
Oh, well, it's good because that was not good. So the whole thing for this is that I roll anything lower than a 10 counts as a 10, I think. But let me just double check.
That's what I remember it being.
Yeah. So that makes it 17.
Okay. With the 17,
A 17.
you get the sense that yes, this is her favorite tea. She has a real reason to lie to you about that.
I just wanted to use the fee.
You just paid for a way overpriced cup of tea, and yeah,
All right.
she'll give you
Well,
that.
it's a cup of tea. It's a cup of tea. It's a good cup of tea.
Is there anybody else?
How's the tea?
It's pretty good.
Okay. Like, not worth a gold?
It's
though?
good. It's not worth a gold piece for a cup of tea. I mean, it's one of the better cups of tea you've ever had.
Okay.
And considering that you've had access to some pretty good cups of tea,
That's,
you know,
this is pretty good tea. Okay.
it's worth the experience, but you wouldn't do it again.
You don't have anything to mix in there, do you? You know, spice it up a little bit.
Nothing like what you're looking for.
Well, then, I guess I'm good.
Alina flips her one gold coin.
Okay. She doesn't reach out to grab it, but as it gets close to her, almost like within a foot, it just disappears. And she holds out 2 tins for you.
Left.
Okay. She opens it up, and this is a very light floral smell. tinged with peach, definitely a white tea. And then she brews this and passes it back to you. If you drink it in, it is almost naturally sweet. Handing it back to her, and you're only giving her the 1 gold piece? Mm-hmm. Okay. She swirls the cup of tea around, and she says, for you, in this... She tilts the cup towards you and says, you see, the negative space is between the refuse of tea. Speak of positive omens. The shapes that you see are supposed to be good things.
Oh, that's good.
There are not many spaces. And as you look, this is almost entirely like dark, wet, white leaves across the bottom.
This not quite as good.
But I do see a horn. Does that mean anything to you?
Doesn't mean anything to me. Like a hunt thing.
I mean, that is definitely something that you could maybe draw a connection to.
Okay. History. 16.
Yeah, horn, that's definitely associated with the wild hunt. You've heard about it plenty from the members of your community. Goats have horns. Some cows have horns. Yeah.
I'm like, oh!
Yeah. You saw Hirsim had a horn at his hip. I mean, a lot of horns in your life. Yeah.
So I'm just like, yeah, the horns are very meaningful.
Well,
I mean,
couldn't be more important than that. So,
In looking at her cart, is it just like a top with wheels, or does it like have a compartment?
make a perception check.
Got any extra good tea back there?
That's a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. With a dirty 20, you can tell that there is a little bit more to this than meets the eye. First of all, certainly, this is not like a single piece of cloth over top. It seems to kind of be folded over so that there are probably spaces that somebody who wishes to could reach up and just make something disappear into. So the disappearing gold, probably more sleight of hand than actual magic. With that check, the only other thing that you kind of get the sense of, you've seen over the course of this interaction, she's moved the cart a couple times. You haven't heard that squeak. And so that seems to be probably more, like kids put their, like a card in their bike wheels to make the little clip sound.
Yep.
This seems to be maybe more like an aesthetic thing because it has not happened in the time that you've just kind of seen the cart jostled a few times. That being said, no hidden specialty back there.
Not necessarily what I was looking for. If there's a space or a compartment, like...
So like the spaces would be between this kind of fabric, but you can't see past them because you need to reach up to get into them. They're designed so that you can't really see them looking down. So there, if there is a compartment, it would be on the other side of this cloth, and it would be through those little reaching areas.
Okay. It's a little more complex than...
Yeah,
Well, thank you for the tea.
of course.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Nice that we can stop for this, but we can't stop for our friends. But
Alina's gonna give kind of like a conspiratorial nod to the tea woman and then glare at Ori and be like,
what was that about?
well,
You're muttering under your breath there. I can hear you.
Oh, well, I said that it was nice that we could stop for tea, but we couldn't wait for our friend back.
so you do know what the look was about. That's good. And then she she resumes her place by Billy's side.
No problem.
Billy nods once more to the tea woman and doesn't want to jerk on the reins because Alina's leading the horse.
Yeah.
It's just like we should go.
Yeah, we're going.
Thank you again for the tea. Sorry about the... Thank you.
She kind of nods. She
You're doing great, buddy.
pushes the cart onto the little pathway, and you can just hear now that kind of squeak begin again. And she walks off in the direction that you all came from. But if you wish, you can move and continue towards the Emerald Spire, which is no more than maybe an hour away. In fact, those of you who have been here know that once you clear the wood line, you should be able to see it.
So once we clear the wood line here, we should be able to see the spire. It's just
so
a
excited.
little ways.
While they walk, Alina is gonna quietly say to Billy, "Did you learn anything?"
A little bit. Not what I wanted.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. Shouldn't ask questions that you know the answer to.
We'll find them.
Billy kind of nods.
You make your way through the trees, pushing aside the foliage, and as you break through, Minka, for you especially, this is a breathtaking sight. Where you're from, there are all kinds of gems and stones and things of that nature, but before you, there are hundreds of feet of sheer enchanted emerald that rise up to form the face of warmth above this huge opening. And even from this distance across what is basically like a descent into a gentle hill that rises up to a steep cliff face, you can see give me 1 second here. There are little buildings that kind of rise up over the edge of the cliff, and you can see into the Emerald Spire itself. There is an entire city just on the base level of this, and probably several other sections of building. Although here, given that it's just a little bit past noon, you can see you probably wouldn't see too many lights. You can see there are shifting shadows and things within the structure, but that is the Emerald Spire. It is a little less than an hour away. One thing to note, in order to reach this place, there is a sheer cliff face that is directly directly south of you. You can see between the ocean off to the, the lake off and to your left, and I'm reversing my directions. Your lake off to your right. There is a tower that rises up the cliff face, and you can get into the ground level of that and potentially walk up whatever structures are within and emerge on the level that the Emerald Spire sits on.
How would I have gotten in previously?
That tower.
Okay.
You either enter from that tower, or you could enter up from the forest that you are all currently walking through. It's just it's a longer approach that way, up a fairly steep hill. That being said, none of you have a passive perception above 15, right?
17.
17. With a 17, you do know maybe like 50 feet away, off to your right, there is a tiny moat of green energy. And you've seen this before.
I think here's some's right over there.
Oh, right.
waiting.
Okay, Hersum's here.
Yes.
Do not embarrass me. And Alina kind of like
Okay.
fixes herself up as best she
I think
can.
you need anyone else to do that for you.
I'm loving this early antagonistic relationship. At this moment, the little light bobs just a little bit.
Might have to.
I can hear that.
It bobs a little bit and moves, and then suddenly becomes this emerald portal that you're becoming pretty familiar with, and hear some steps through. It took quite long enough.
We had to stop for tea.
Really.
It was good tea.
You're here to investigate a murder, and you're stopping for tea.
Did you say a murder?
I did. I will make up the lost time for you. Come along, children. And he turns, and to the tree nearby, similar to as he did before, he puts a hand on the trunk, and then he turns back to you. You will need to run through quickly. And if only half of you makes it, I will not be to blame. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Can we take the horses?
You can see he goes, "Und yes."
Billy kind of tries to grab Alina by the shirt collar to haul her up onto the horse.
Do it, Ellie.
I'm gonna just go ahead, just hop on here with you. Just don't want to get left behind. Sure. Can we?
But then what about Minka? You're not thinking of her.
I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I can run pretty fast. And she kind of gathers her skirts all the way.
All right.
I mean, worst case scenario, I could turn into a horse, but I think we'll be fine. Let's go.
You can.
I'm at the point where losing half of one of you is not the worst option.
I'm so ready.
Here we go. And he presses his hand into the tree, and suddenly you see a line in the bark just open, and there's a doorway that you see opens from another tree right in front of the Emerald Spire and directly into the line of traffic. People have to like jump aside. It is crowded here. You can see elves, you can see a whole number of different species, satyr, kind of like looming over the crowd. You can see here and there minotaur, furbolg, centaur, all kinds of species, and this is a crowded place. And people gasp and point because a door has opened up in a tree. You run through, all of you, without any real issue, unless any of you are trying to do anything very foolish. Okay.
Not in this particular.
And here's and behind him the tree just shuts. You can see this emerald spire is composed of this almost innately clear material, and so here and there you can see through the first couple inches and maybe into some buildings, and these seem to form almost like shop fronts and things of that nature. The foot traffic here is quite heavy, and instantly you're kind of jostled by the elves, halflings, all the other folk that are kind of here. Although you do notice very quickly, people begin to give you a little bit of a berth, and here and there you hear people just kind of go, "Here's some," and people just kind of wave and nod, and he'll nod back to several. He begins to walk, and as he does, people part in front of him, and he turns. Please keep up.
Around horses.
You pass through this general crowd, and you can see off to the left there is a centaur haggling with a bare-chested furbolg about the price of some shaved ice. You continue on a little bit further, and you go through the huge doorway. And on either side, as you step into the Emerald Spire, there is a statue on either side of a relatively androgynous elf, kind of an abstract form, each of them tossing baskets of gemstones into the air. And these gems float as if by magic to form a little bit of an archway over the entrance to the Emerald Spire. This is... Give me 1 second here. As you walk through, you can see bending slightly down and then back up to allow the length of the space to be seen, kind of like a shallower version of like a San Francisco hill, if you imagine like going down and then out. This is a giant alleyway known as the Warm and Welcome Way, for it spans from the facet of the welcome that you are currently entering to the facet of warmth, which is the northernmost chunk of emerald. You can see all the way across in this facet of warmth, it rises up with this almost crystal clear northern facing wall that basically allows a tremendous amount of light in, and also directly against this wall you can see there are farms that vertically rise up and up and up in several levels, growing a variety of different vegetables, and there are a few animals that live up there as well. Is there anything that you are all doing as you walk in? Now kind of housing townhouses and elements of shops. There are all kinds of things as you walk in.
Billy's trying to take note of any local taverns.
Okay.
Yes.
Alina
We're all in accord there.
Alina is following her son like a puppy, like trying to be really dignified, but like really wants him to notice like how good she's doing.
And whether it's actually happening or you're kind of imagining it, Hearsome seems to be talking to mostly you. But Hearsome does say, "I'll bring you to the place that you shall stay while you serve in your capacity as upholders of the Treaty of Four Seasons here in the Spire. Please wash, please, and then rest if you must. Change into something more appropriate to meet the administrator."
What's wrong with this?
The administrator is a person of great import, and you, well, you look like you. Come along. And he turns and leads you up. I would say if you're looking for inns, there are many. There's a few that jump out at you a little bit more. You pass one called the Stoneman. It's a 2-story structure with no real walls that face the avenue. It's just railings of emerald that emerge from the floor. In the interior, there's a spiral staircase that allows people to move between the floors, and carved into a niche in this living emerald, the bartender has a little platform that sits about midway between, so that it creates a tremendous bottleneck between. It's like not very well designed. But that is one of the bars that you pass. You also pass on the other side another bar, and I put it here somewhere. That is called Schoenheit, and this is probably an elvish bar. You can see behind the bar counter there, as it is a single-story, very lengthwise, long building that runs the length of the street. A interesting-looking elf. They look as if maybe at some point half of their face has melted and then been healed to some extent, though certainly not through magic. It wouldn't leave marks of this nature. But Hearsome leads you up to a different bar, maybe partially an inn. This one's called the Wincing Manticore. And you can see the sign depicts a manticore, although painted very poorly, such that this fierce face of a lion seems to be almost wincing in pain, although certainly not the intent. This is a single-story bar, and then as Hearsome leads you up, the door opens, and you can see on the other side an ancient gnome. They look very much like a garden gnome, little hat on top. The eyes are almost underneath these like heavily hooded brows. You can't really see the eyes themselves. They look very much like a Santa's helper elf. But Hearsome nods a little bit, and you hear from the other side of the door,
Hearsome, is that you? It is you, isn't it? I've got everything ready for your guests as requested.
And Hearsome says, thank you, Crispy.
Crispy?
He turns to all of you.
Crispy.
Crispy the gnome.
Are you saying this out loud?
Is his last name Spoil?
No, that's just Hannah being delighted.
At the appropriate time, roughly 2 hours from now, and please do not be late. I would have all of you meet us at the nearby Lexagi barracks. You should be able to identify it relatively easily. It is designated by a shield above the door. There we will meet with the administrator and his team. You are mine. Together, you will be investigating a murder that took place in the Sparklefeather Downs. Do you have any questions before I depart? And you, please, again, wash.
How was the body found?
Again, this is a question for the administrator.
So we'll be staying here for the extent of the investigation?
Yes! And you can see this little gnome kind of like pipes up.
Do you need help with your bags?
I don't think so, but hello, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Turns to you.
Do you need help with your bags?
I could use a drink.
Okay, do you need help with your bags?
Turns to you, Billy and Alina.
2 hours to clean up.
Billy protectively like grips her backpack and says,
Get a drink, too.
No.
Do you need help with your
I've got
bags?
a minor illusion, the biggest bag I can possibly cover.
And he just runs over and
packed around the horse.
tries to grab the bags and they just don't exist. And he just goes,
Oh, I see. Okay, one drink.
and he just disappears off and into the Wincing Manticore. Hearsome just sighs and says, in the case that you do get lost, as I've seen, you all are questionable in your capabilities. Take this. And he holds out a wooden sphere. It has a single, almost like a circle carved into the top. If you cannot find this barracks, and again, that would be quite embarrassing, please tap the circle, and it shall lead you there.
Regretting your decision already?
Yes.
We're doing great, guys.
We won't let you down, sir.
He sighs and kind of looks over his shoulder. It isn't me that you should worry about. And he turns and heads down the street. And you can see off into the north towards the facet of warmth.
We should worry about
thank
the
you.
administrator.
Doesn't seem to respond. Maybe he didn't hear.
Have I heard of the administrator before?
Make a history check. You are all left at the steps to the Wincing Manticore. You are free to explore the avenue. You have roughly 2 hours, and you can see there are quite a number of shops lining the street here.
We have like clothes that are presentable with us. Like, would that have been something that we would have brought?
Probably not.
Billy has some stuff.
Yeah, if you have it, then you have it. Yeah.
And she's, I think it's gonna
can,
look at her clothes and be like,
things.
see, like she's kind of bloodstained.
Yeah.
And be like, okay, so is there like a bathhouse?
Who are you asking?
I got Crispy. Crispy,
He
sorry.
comes back with like a little tankard and just thrusts it into your hands.
Thank you, my good man.
Yeah.
Whip it out of his
Crispy
hands.
wants
and
to
take it.
Yes, I need another one.
Is there like a bathhouse nearby that we can clean up at? Or is there a place here?
They're bathing
Really good. We
in
should get one.
both floor.
I do.
Oh,
Well, then why
awesome,
aren't you
excellent.
drinking
Oh, also,
Because you are.
is there like a clothing place?
Mm.
Clothier nearby?
You'll want to talk to the Tenochian
I guess.
No, Jim?
from Tenok.
Okay. Where? Does Ming have any earthly idea what that means?
No. I would say for you especially, that's like the other side of the world. You probably never heard of that place.
Yeah. I'm so sorry, Chris. I have no idea what that means.
And you can see he disappears back into the place and he comes back out just waving around a piece of parchment and he slaps it down. He gets on his like hands and knees and with a little quill he draws like a very simple, like it's like just a straight line. This is the avenue, and he puts a little X right in the middle and he goes, where? Here. And he just does an X like on the other side of the street and then makes a little dotted line and then another X.
This X is across the street, and this X is where you need to go. Okay?
Okay.
While you have that map out, could you please mark the Lexagi barracks as well?
He gets down and like dead center of the street
Said it
where
would
it
be
gets to the
embarrassing to have to
deepest
use
point.
it.
And you can see, so the way that this road is shaped, it goes down and then up. And the buildings get higher towards the middle as there is more space, and they get shorter towards the ends. In the dead center, the tallest building is the Lexagi barracks. And Crispy marks it as such.
Thank you so much, Crispy. We are obviously new to town, and yeah.
Could I get
you.
another drink, please? She
Minka.
took mine.
Do you want to go shopping?
She took mine, so.
It's very good.
Thank you.
I thot this was fine, but apparently it's not
one.
fine.
That's something.
I really want to
have a
impress,
chance.
so
Well, you want to play a game?
Sure, what kind of game?
A drinking contest, of course, the best kind of game.
Billy, do you want to come?
You've probably seen Billy's
2
costume
hours? We've
before.
got 2
Billy's
hours,
costume.
and I've got to go
Fine.
get cleaned up.
He peers at you and kind of looks you up and down.
Tonight.
Later
we all-
tonight, after our meeting.
We should.
Perfect.
Fine.
We're gonna go clean ourselves up a bit. Right?
meet back here in 1 hour.
Everyone's got clothes that they've.
We're going to go work on that shopping trip. Cheshire, want to come?
I'm wearing all my clothes right now.
Well,
I picture Minka like the people in the airports who want like to not pay the baggage fee and just wear all of their clothes.
She has a very like layered aesthetic.
Like it doesn't have armor.
I know
She's
it's a place to get fineries.
You've been here before, but not like a tremendous amount. Make another history check.
Great at history. Oh, that's a little better. 17?
A 17. The mention of a person from Tanakh does bring to mind the fact that there is a minotaur from this place that used to be called the Ald. When it sunk, there were a few small island chains that emerged, and Tanakh was one of those. This minotaur is supposedly the basically like the center of fashion in Everest right now. And so this individual, bespoke garments, generally speaking, only takes like repeat customers. And so you kind of have to know somebody to get in there. But that is certainly, when you think of finery, is what you would think of.
It's a bit on the pricey side.
Yeah.
Something within the couple of gold each
Okay.
range.
You could think of something.
Okay.
But before we start shopping, It's 10 o'clock. This is where we're going to end for the evening.
You're looking forward to the next session being completely shopping.
I'm gonna go find a bag that's really nice.
Thank you for hanging out with us for this session of D&D of Courts of Everest. We will be back next week at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday, but if you cannot wait until then, we'll be back with session 40 of Mosaic Team 5, our Starfinder campaign, on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In terms of your guys' wheel,
Gaining 2 levels?
yeah, gaining 2 levels. That's definitely wheel worthy. I'm gonna say
It's a wheelie good wheel.
for the wheel, Crispy is not going to cheat at this drinking game.
Yay!
Oh.
Crispy is good at drinking, and so the cheating is kind of just there if he needs it, but he's not gonna cheat.
Yeah, I'm not particularly good at drinking, but Ori likes it. Likes to have fun.
Thank you for hanging out with us. We'll be back next week, but until then, please stay safe. It is crazy out there. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.